We streaming on YouTube and we're going live on Facebook right now.
Let me go ahead and go to that Facebook link so I can send it out.
Running that intro. Now I'm running that.
That's legendary.
That's legend.
Yeah.
And,
Y'all actually won an award, the Boss Mag 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Y'all won for that media outlet thing.
man, I don't even know.
Like y'all won. He didn't even know he won.
What'd you say? Who was it?
You won the Boss Magazine 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Congratulations.
That's legendary.
That's legendary. Now.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Dash Resource, aka Peanut. What you gonna call me today, man? You feel me? I'm a cool guy, man. You can call me anything, but bro, baby. My man Sack Smell, how you, man?
Man, what's cracking, bro?
Before we get started, I want to make sure we pay these bills first, baby. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure that check right.
So, you guys, we are sponsored. Okay, that's a good thing, man. We got Sheik's Bar and Grill. They got the best breakfast in the city. So when you want to have breakfast, you want to make sure that you go to Sheik's. And then when you're ready for lunch, you want to go to Agnes All Natural Grill. They're in the old Wimpy building downtown on Wayne and East 3rd Street. So you want to go there. And if you're injured in any way, you want to go to the hospital and then call Michael Wright. And his number is Attorney Michael Wright. And his number is 937-222-7477. And you guys, we want everybody that's watching this on Facebook to please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The link will be in the description. But go and subscribe so you can get notified every time we have one of these podcasts. We want to build our YouTube audience. So ring the bell notification and make sure you like this video on Facebook. Okay? Yeah. All right, Peanut, go ahead, bro.
And another reason why you should subscribe to our YouTube channel is because we drop bonus content on there as well, stuff that we don't just put on YouTube. On Facebook. You know, with cause like we have a fire one in the cannon, which is the one about the brother who used to work for the court system. We just got finished editing that up real nice for y'all, so we dropping that for y'all coming up real soon. But without further ado,
there's
no legend higher. We got another legend. Yes, we got my man, coaching legend. Okay, DB. Okay, Darren. Byrd, what's good, big bro?
Man, what's going on, Peanut? Man, happy to be here, man.
Blessed to see you, man.
Byrd, you got that charger working over there, bro?
Yeah, I got that charger working. Yeah, man, Smeg Gay, I don't know what the T-shirt king. He ain't the cord king. He's like 1,000.
Man, don't do that, man. This is crazy.
Yeah. I hope the fire people don't come here, man. They gonna shut the podcast down, man. He got stuff everywhere, man.
Anybody been here gonna laugh?
That's my little brother. Yeah, man.
Anybody's been here gonna laugh.
Right. Yeah, if Smeg didn't get me on, man, I was gonna have to come and go back in the day, man, and kick a door in or something, man. I was just gonna get on, whether him and Peanut invited me or not. I was gonna get on the show some type of way, man. So I'm happy to be here, man.
So man, let's get to this legendary story of a man that really went from a bully to a bully mentor, like where he's literally helping the community, man. So man, here at Legendary People Podcast, we got to start off by honoring our legends by finding out the origins, man. So without further ado, where'd you grow up at, man?
Man, I grew up. Let me see. Brooklyn.
Shit.
I grew up on Brooklyn, right by Joe J's. As you can see my side, I spent a lot of time at Joe J's. That's a back in the day type of thing.
What's Joe J's for the younger?
Joe J's is the place right on Hoover in Brooklyn, right there. The barbershop was across the street. They had the best ice cream, the best chicken. I think they was doing like the real chicken wings and stuff way back then. Wow. But I used to gather up my little coins or whatever and spend it all at Joe J's. They were like African or something like that, so the names and stuff was mixed. But I grew up right there in Westwood. My grandmother lived on Ardmore, so it was like a couple blocks down or whatever. So I grew up in Westwood, then later moved over to Salem Avenue, where AM/PM, that area, Ellsmill, Malvern, Rugby, and all that stuff.
Legendary.
I don't even know if that's Dayton View, Upper Dayton View, whatever they want to call it, but
it's damn near Ravenwood.
Ravenwood, yeah. So Ravenwood area, then Greenwich Village. GBC, I guess that's what they call it, GBC cartel.
Legendary. Look at
so
this.
yeah, I was right across the street from Hickorydale School on the little cul-de-sac. Hickorydale ran right there. I was on the backside, Val Vista, and actually, shout out to Doc Ease. He was my neighbor.
Yeah.
I used to cut through his yard every day going to school.
Yeah. You got Kev Ease on here saying what's up to you too right
Kev,
now.
What's up? Kev was a little dude. He didn't run with us or whatever. He had a big head and all that type of stuff, man. He couldn't hardly run with us, man. We let him out. What up, Kev? That's my guy, though. He's little brother.
So, like, let's go back to the very first spot. So, like, you speak of, you know what I'm saying, Joe J's. Like, what was, you know what I'm saying, like, neighborhood like when you was growing up?
Well, the neighborhood was like this. If you get in trouble, you was liable to get your ass whooped before you even got home. You know what I mean? Can I say ass on
yeah,
a little bit? Okay. I just
speak freely, kid.
Yes,
no
sir.
shout out for the people listening, but this is the podcast, legendary, so you can be legendary.
Absolutely.
But it was more like the neighborhood. Mayors, the mothers and grandmothers, they kind of police you. You really couldn't do nothing without them knowing and your mom knowing or whatever, because they would punish you. You'd be on the porch, they'd talk to you, you might get slapped, punched, you know what I'm saying? Some of what I call my neighborhood dads, you know what I mean? They would be on you about not doing this and not doing that and having, loving your community and stuff like that. And then when you get home, of course, you're a little bit, both of y'all young. I forgot Smed young. I always put Smed with up because Smed used to be around everywhere. Like, man, what are you doing, man? You still at Meadowdale, man. Go home, man. Be standing outside at the parties and stuff back in the day.
Smed one of the people that always existed. Like, nobody remembers Smed.
Right. No, his age.
I give you $100 if you find a baby picture of Smed. It ain't one.
Hey, you're not going to find one, man. You're not going to find one, man. I just know, like when we were doing gold through your mouth, I'm like, hold on, man. How old is he, man? Like, is he our age? Is he a little bit younger? I don't know. I just remember he was always around. Like,
man,
dude, do you go to high school? What do you do?
The question is, where did I come from?
I cannot wait
from.
We need to switch over, so let me run the board over there so we can interview you and tell you where you came from. But,
oh my God,
but
man.
yeah, man, it was like that, man. So you kind of got punished, through the village, through the community, and all that kind of stuff. Back then, beautiful neighborhood houses, manicured, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So like everybody cared, everybody was, GM or, worked for the city and all that kind of stuff. So they had nice little, Buicks and Cadillacs and, the pimps and the players, they would ride and make sure everything was, well within their neighborhoods and stuff like that. So,
like, did you have your mom and your dad there at the time?
I had my mom and dad got divorced when I was 2, but he was still around. He was a hustler. You know what I'm saying? He was a hustler in the day. So, my mom, she worked, went to college and stuff like that. My
hustler
dad,
in a good way, bro,
yeah.
or in a bad way. You approve of it?
In hindsight,
it's past 7 years. He was street. He done whatever whatever he did. So. When I just say that, I always equate hustler to somebody always having money but don't never seem to go clock in nowhere.
Right.
So, how my
well,
version
they may look at me like that.
But I mean, it's legitimate hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's legit now. So, so that's kind of what he done. So I was really raised by, my grandma and my uncle. My 2 uncles. One was a Marine, and I had another uncle. He played basketball, played out, R.I.P. Terry Peavy.
R.I.P.
Roosevelt, Teddy, class of 74. I hung out, with him and sat and watched legendary basketball games over at Resurrection and Roosevelt Lighted Center, where they played, where I'm talking about all those guys from, like college, like, Smed, when Peanut, y'all know how they had at Roosevelt when the college guys came home and you didn't go to college, you couldn't play, so you had to watch them. They had those type of games, man. I remember Dwight Anderson, man, all them good old teams, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all them good Stivers teams, Frank, all of them, Colonel White, all them teams, all them guys used to play in the park. I used to just sit there and just, soak up the game and just watch basketball basically all day.
So like going from one neighborhood to the next, like you probably have friends from this neighborhood and you move to this one. What was the transition like going from one school, like one area to the next? I mean, at this time, like what school are you in? Like before you leave Westwood?
I was at the school I was in. I went to Weaver because we used my grandma's address, so we went to Weaver, which is right.
That's a legendary move, right there.
Yeah, it was right across. It was right across behind Roosevelt because my uncle, used to walk us to school, and then he would cross the street and go to the high school, and then later. when we moved up here on Salem, I went to Fairview Elementary. It's tore down now,
Oh, yeah.
but it's right there where the park thing is. You know, the new school sit a little bit back further, close to Hillcrest, but ours, it was like literally right there on Fairview. You would walk up the steps and right there in the gym and stuff. And then we moved from there. I went to Hickorydale Eagles. It's tore down now. And that was right there. I went there from like 4th grade to the 8th grade. And then the year before we were supposed to go into Meadowdale, they switched it and made 7th, 8th, and 9th go together. Then I was a mighty Fairport Dolphin while we knocked off them Raw Falcons back in the day. You know, we came in there and beat them down. All right, on the last second shot, my man Daryl Brooks, you know, he beat him.
Bro,
Daryl Brooks, that's Ant that played for Trotwood. That's his grandfather.
Oh,
so,
is it?
Yeah, I would like, because I know Peanut like tie-in, so I tie a little stuff in. But
that's legendary handshake.
Ant that went to Shorty's son.
Yeah, Shorty's daddy. Shorty's daddy.
Eat breakfast at Sheik's,
Shorty's
baby.
daddy.
Legendary handshake. I love that Shorty.
But, all right,
I went to Meadowdale with Shorty, which is another legendary handshake.
Yeah.
Byrd, what year is it that we what's your elementary years, bro?
My elementary years is 76? 76 to about, I hit freshman year 85.
Okay.
Was my freshman year. So in between, actually, when I first moved over to Greenwich Village, that was the year they had like the worst blizzard, like the blizzard of 78. Like, literally, snow was up to the windows, you know, but we were still out. You was just digging the tunnel, you know what I'm saying? Digging the tunnel, and we were still out there. Like, it was crazy. We never seen that much snow. And it was pretty much like Peanut was asking, like, you know, you go from one neighborhood to another neighborhood or whatever. I know y'all can't believe it, but I was like your little short guy. You know what I mean? I was short. Okay. So, you know, I had that little bow-legged walk or whatever, man. And I'm going to say it out loud. People don't know, man. I don't know if they still do this, man, but Levi's used to come in husky, man. So, you know what I'm saying?
You wore husky.
So I wore husky, man. So, you know what I'm saying? They used to laugh, like, you know, my brother.
Got that
them,
elastic
man.
in the back.
Yeah, man. So my brother and them used to laugh because they got regulars. I was like, I want some regulars. My mom was like, nah, you got to get them huskies, man. So I was like, you know, the little husky kid or whatever. And, you know, people just, I guess it's just a thing. You move in the neighborhood, man. You don't know nobody. You gotta, you gotta get your bones together, or whatever. But it was cool. It was cool.
So I heard that you did drama class at Roosevelt at one point in your life.
Oh man, I did. Not only drama, dancing drama, man. Who did you talk? Yeah, man. Who you been talking to, man? I did. I did, man. I did.
So at what age was you doing dancing drama at Roosevelt?
I done dancing drama probably from 8 to like 11, about 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. And what's so funny about that, like I was really into it because I always, my good friend Sean Walton, he accepted me when I came to the neighborhood. He was my guy. Like, leave him alone, you know.
Yeah, he's the OG.
And So we always had that dream ever since we seen kind of like watch Cooley High. Like, we was getting on the Greyhound and we was going to Hollywood. We was gonna be the next Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier. You know what I'm saying? So the people that we knew that kind of was in the industry, you know, our music teacher, whatever. Like, you know, you get more money if you can also dance and act.
Yeah.
So there I was in there all up until. It was fitting day of uniform, and Peanut, they came out with them leotards.
What?
That was my final dance. I told them I can't do it. Can I put basketball shorts over there? They was like, no, that ain't how the dance is. And that ended kind of my dance career and my drama because they said I had to do both. So I kind of let it alone, and that's when I went and started playing football.
I also found something that was interesting as well, right? Because, you know, I mean, like, for the research I gather, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a tough guy, but you also have a soft spot to you, right?
Yeah.
But so in 7th grade, you had
Byrd,
a girlfriend.
like, nah, not no soft spot.
Wait, no. Watch. I'm about to prove it right now.
He doesn't disagree with that
I'm about
shit,
to prove
bro.
it right now, man. I'm about to prove it right now. Watch this. So in 7th grade, you had a girlfriend, and she also was your prom date as well. Take that Byrd University out, man. What you mean you had the same girl from 7th grade all the way to high school?
Man, that's how it was in the neighborhood, man. You know, you sent the candy grams, man. You know, you like them, whatever. You know, you just end up doing all that stuff together, man. That's funny, man. I don't know who told, man. Somebody.
Shout out to Sharon Melvin, man. Look,
Oh
look,
yeah. Yep. That's my girl. She passed away a couple years ago.
R.I.P. sis.
Yep. She actually that's Flash. You know, to do the music. That's his baby sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. That's his baby sister. Yep.
So what's life like? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like around the time that you were coming to yourself, because to me, you kind of seem like you kind of grew up a little faster than most teens. So when you in 7th grade, you already make a commitment, something like that. So, like, what's life like for you around like middle school era?
Right, like middle school, I probably wasn't. I was the man that hung around the men. You know what I'm saying? Like Daryl Brooks, Daryl Easley, and them. Like I was not a basketball player. That was my brother and them. But I could play. But I never really like took it serious. But I knew everybody that knew everybody that knew everybody. So I was always the in-between guy. If somebody liked Peanut, they'd come and say, hey, I like Peanut. What you think? I'd be like, Peanut don't like you. Don't waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, like Peanut said something about you. Won't you give me his number? You know, I exchange or whatever. Unless I liked her. But if I liked her, you wasn't going to get no feedback or nothing. I didn't know nothing about players. Shout out to Kidlaw. I ain't know nothing about Players University, the code yet. I was going to hate and be like, I'm going to keep this number and I'm going to call you.
Yeah.
When you know, then she said, I didn't want you to call me. I want a Peanut or whoever to call me. So you know yeah. So I was kind of that guy.
Trust me, karma's coming later on this story. Just wait on.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I was like in between, man. I was in between, man. I hung out with everybody. I hung out with the thugs. I hung out with the athletes, the smart people. You know, the nerd. Yeah, I kind of just floated. Back, I guess, from moving neighborhoods and stuff like that, I could float in between everywhere. And then I mostly hung around the girls, you know what I'm saying? So I could really get a heads up on everybody else so I can know what they thinking and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I hung around them a lot.
So, again, we have another legend from the great Meadowdale alumni, right?
Right.
So, but like, you got to Meadowdale during the 1985 era, which is the crack era. So, I mean, we always got to walk down this lane. What was the first thing you noticed that let you know, like, things are different from when you grew up where everything's nice and peachy, beautiful houses on every single corner, and now you starting to see what?
I just seen kids my age just out. Like, we went from catching the bus, walking to the Salem Mall, to cats driving like brand new whips. Like, you know, we come from the gold, you know, the gold BB, all of that BBSs and all the Daytons and all that stuff. I'm talking about literally cats that was walking and was saying, "Do you got some lunch tickets?" Y'all know nothing about the lunch tickets.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I always say that you young get the gap. Y'all know about no lunch tickets. You know, that's how the old school guys talk. But it went from like them guys lunch tickets to them guys like literally leaving and coming back with a bag full of McDonald's or Rallies or whatever the case. And you know what I'm saying? You sitting around like, man, what the hell? What's going home? And then that's when the neighborhoods and stuff started to change because they was hustling like right there. You know, whatever was the main thoroughfare, they was hustling right there. And they didn't really start having a kind of disrespect for the people that was in the neighborhood, the older people, you know what I'm saying, even the property, you know, stuff like that. Of course, you know, Hilltop and all that stuff was a little bit different. But I can't never remember being in Hilltop in the Bass and it looking so bad as it did start to look, you know what I'm saying, when the crack era hit.
And how did that impact you? Like, I mean, like looking back now, I mean, like back then, I mean, if you in a pressure cooker, you don't know the heat is up. Yeah. But looking back now, how did that impact you as a?
Well, a lot of my friends, you know, because we was like single parent homes and really didn't have too much or whatever, and for whatever reason we wanted to impress and wanted some of the different things in life or whatever that we couldn't, you know, afford and all that. So a lot of my homeboys and even family members, they like just jumped out of there, like forget ball, forget school, you know, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get me a beeper, you know what I'm saying, and cars and stuff like that. But I had one of them type of mamas that like, we ain't going for that,
I ain't
you know. So you know,
shout to Mama Love,
you know, yeah. So some of the cats, you know how we was, you wherever you was at, that's where you stayed, as long as you get to school and all that and doing right. But kind of when she found out that, she like told some cats like, y'all gotta go, you know what I'm saying, like y'all can't be here, you know, influence. I'm trying to get him, you know, right and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably the most thing impacting. Like you said, you don't know what you seeing right then.
Yeah,
it's like one day it's this, and then one day it's like this.
Because you still
know
damn
what I'm
near
saying?
you in middle schoolish, getting ready to
Yeah,
get into high school.
I'm actually at Fairport, and even the girl changed. Like they didn't really like. Man, you better go on somewhere talking about the bus.
Yeah.
The bus when they had like cats pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Picking them up from school. You know what I'm saying? They getting out. They got K-Swish. They got K-Swish, Reeboks. You know what I'm saying? They jumping out. They got the real gold earrings. You know what I'm saying?
The door knockers.
Like that. So you could, the door knocker. So you could forget about if you didn't have no bag, as they say nowadays. You didn't have no bag, man. Half of them girls you couldn't even like, you know what I'm saying, talk to or whatever. They wasn't even trying to get you a time of day. So. You know, that's just how it was. And then you just seen it unfold. You seen the basketball games, like, get crazy where all the hustlers, they had the one section, they'd buy all the tickets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And whoever was their man playing, that was their man. He'd come shake their hand during the game like, hey, man, get in the layup line, though.
Who was some of the
big dogs?
Yeah, who was some of the
Big dog
popular?
alert.
Well, not the hustlers, but just at school. Like when you are we at high school yet, or we still in middle
so, like,
school?
when I went to high school, like on my football team, we had like I played defensive end, so we had like Kenny Coleman, who was right next to me, went to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Behind me, we had Mike Norvell. He went to Eastern Michigan. Oh, yeah. Playing at safety. On the other side was Kelly Days. He went to Tennessee. Wow. You know, so we had like a major squad. You know, we had Greg Patterson. You know, we had all these guys. Keith Wynn and them was on the team. Rick Barney, they had a squad like before, you know, when I got there. So they were seniors and stuff when I got there. You know, Keith Wynn ended up going to West Virginia. That's Little Keith's dad. He won a national championship and when he played tight end for West Virginia.
Right.
He was a receiver.
Y'all had a great
Meadowdale.
team.
So
Yeah,
they had
I
some
mean,
good teams back then.
Y'all had some
they
stars
were
on that
stacked.
team.
So they had like Garrett Frisbee, you know, Rick Barney that he got the car wash on Salem by Arby's now and used to have the spot down by the bath. Yeah. He was a quarterback. He was like the biggest quarterback, you know, black quarterback first I seen, you know what I'm saying, with a major arm.
So you was playing football all coming up all of these years when you
well, they cut junior high.
Pee-wee?
Yeah, they cut junior high football out. I didn't play because it was so far. Like my mama, she didn't really care nothing about sports at all. It's like,
right.
Yeah, I'll sign you up. Here go the money to get there. However, but like so Meadowdale was like far. She didn't want us to walk, never had no ride, so I never played. And that's what Jeff Graham and Carrot, that's where they all played. You know what I'm saying? Like Meadowdale
Right.
Pee Wee was like
that
was
major.
Right.
because out in Trotwood it was still a different type of color. It hadn't flipped all the way yet. So you know, so everybody
White flight didn't happen yet.
Yeah. So everybody kind of played at Meadowdale at Meadowdale Pee Wee. I just picked mine up just like literally playing in the streets. I don't know how many times I done ran into the car.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying? Go for the ball, forget the car right there. Yeah, I got skinned up playing in the street or whatever. Yeah. So, but I really honed probably my athletic skills or whatever playing soccer. Because that was the only sport or whatever, so I played. But I was the goalie, but I still had to run and all that. So,
what soccer team did you play for?
I played for the school. I played for Hickorydale.
You played for Hickorydale? Yeah. I played soccer too.
Yeah. So I used to play hockey. Now
did
when they
you?
had,
What?
When they had, yeah, but it was like when we moved on Salem, you know, it was still all the Jewish peoples and families and stuff still there. So we had neighbors, you know what I'm saying, that lived and was playing and took us up there, but the equipment was so expensive. I was like, oh, nah, I can't do this. You know, I used to ice skate and everything, you know. So we played up there with the little Dayton gym things, but once the equipment and stuff got so, you know, expensive, I really couldn't afford that or whatever. So, you know, I played soccer, volleyball, you know, they had volleyball and stuff back then, you know, in junior high or whatever. So they just took football out because they said it was too expensive. But play soccer, play volleyball. And actually, Coach Masters, I wanted to play soccer and play football, but he was like, hell nah. Yeah. You can't do it. Nah, hell nah. You gonna go tackle somebody or whatever.
Right.
So we spoke about when you was in the 32 Huskies. When did you hit your growth spurt exactly?
I hit my growth spurt probably in between my sophomore and my junior year. It was like I literally woke up and my shirt and pants and everything was like, you know what I'm saying? But I had an uncle, he used to come over, I promise you, every night. Because I used to, you know how you sleep balled up? He's like, you ain't never going to grow. And he would make me sleep with my legs, like, straight out.
What?
I don't know if that's what it was or whatever, but I definitely had, like, a growth spurt. and I probably like going in. I probably was almost 6 foot, but by the time my sophomore coming back for my junior year, which was the summer practice going into my junior year, about 6'2" and a half or whatever, weighed about 270. So yeah.
So I got 2 questions to ask you. A 2-part question. How did your male cohorts treat you, and how did the female treat you after you hit your growth spurt?
They thought, because back then a lot of cats, like, you know what I'm saying, took that super serum, not that super serum. You know, they was shooting up them roids or whatever. So they thought like I, you know what I'm saying, was taking and all that stuff. But I like really literally didn't know nothing about that steroids. I used to see them cats going to the, you know what I'm saying, the bathroom, and then come out. I just was like, man, it's crazy. You know what I mean? But I never took it. So, you know, the girls loved it. You know what I'm saying? Because now I wasn't looking at them eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? I could a little bit protect them more, I guess, being taller and, you know, being a little bit heavier or whatever. But, you know, once my guys, they took it that I played sports with, because like, okay, now he a little bit taller on the basketball team, you know, and all that type of stuff. So
that your growth spurt came pretty much right on time for you to be able to go out there and secure a position on the football team.
Yeah.
Because from what you're saying, you guys had enough players on that team that was going to college, so y'all had to be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And for you to even get put on the team, even though you didn't have any experience before that, you was already kind of graceful. You had played soccer, had some good balance and everything.
That dance class that I got kicked out.
Yeah.
I was light on my feet.
Yeah. So, I mean, just going through that football season, how did y'all do that year?
I think we was 8-2, and back then it was only I think 8 teams or something like made the playoffs. And you know, like where Meadowdale was at that time, it was very, very hard. You almost had to go undefeated and hope somebody lose, you know what I mean? But like Dunbar and all of those, you know, teams and stuff was real strong back then. So it was like any Friday night, the public school game, that was like the game to beat.
Right.
You know, so definitely now, if we had that team down or whatever, it's not a question if it won a couple states. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with that Keith win, that group right there that they had, and then us coming behind them with all, you know what I'm saying? They had Division I's, we had Division I's, you know, on there and whatever. I ran a 4.6 too, now at 270. Now,
what?
Back in the day, I ran a 4.6.
Was you getting offers?
Let's
get into it.
Okay. So I started getting, just because Kenny Coleman, I always tell him I got him to Ohio State, because me being a defensive end, if you know anything about football, I'll force everything back to him. All you had to do was come across the line and you was making tackles. Because I'd never let my job was never let nobody get outside of me, not one time. Yeah. But you know, you had those offers and stuff just because you own a team and everybody else, so they'll see you and whatever. But my thing was, nobody besides my uncle and my mom, like, you know, went to college. So it was a thing, but it wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? Right. So you kind of figuring out.
You felt like you could make it without college.
Yeah. I felt like I could, you know, be okay without it.
With GM and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, with all that, because my aunt worked at GM and she had a good position. I'd figure, well, I'm going to go in here and make this GM money or whatnot. But I got them, and then, you know, like I said, I had that, I didn't have the same girlfriend. I had a different girlfriend. You know what I mean? All I wanted to do was walk her to class and, you know what I'm saying, be around the grade slip. So when it was that time to come, you know what I'm saying, to come and say, here, my grade point average really wasn't where it was supposed to be. Okay. You know what I mean? So I ended up going, I went to Central, you know, for a year and tried that, but then, you know, had a kid or whatever and stopped going and, you know.
But let's start there, right? Because, like, no. Because, I mean, like, you were doing great, because most time I got to stop people when they're going too far. They're like, yeah, and then, you know what I mean, I had my first grandchild. Like, no, like, but like, walk us through that first year of college, because, like, to me, it's always important to teach people that, you know, like, where you come from, and then you go into a different environment, how you reacted to it to where you are, very instrumental to who you are as a person.
It was like you still Dayton. So like everything, like, you know, West Side, Greenwich Village, you know, all of that stuff was still kind of mixed. So if you're not like used to that type of environment and stuff like that, and you don't really know nobody, it's like kind of like scary. It was like, even though it wasn't that far, but it was still like, you know, you get into classes because you basically like on your own, you know, ain't no mother telling you to get up, ain't, you know what I'm saying? But I think every kid should at least go for a year. Like, at least go for a year, get out, see what it is, you know what I'm saying, see what life really is about. And then after that, you can kind of decide, because everybody ain't built to, you know, to kind of go to college, but it should be experience that you have on your bucket list. I went for a year, I didn't like it, or I did like it, I continued, you know, whatever.
So at this point in time, this is a nice time between you going from, you know, like the crack era to where you at. Now you got a chance to come back and you're seeing, what does your friends look like after you did the 1 year, you graduated? What is the community looking like?
Man, the community it really didn't look the same. It maybe been like 4 or 5 houses in a block that looked the same, but I mean, it was just like people were like, it just seemed like, and I ain't gonna say them, me, because I was like being out there with them too. Like, we was out 24/7. Like, it seemed like we never shut it down. We never went in the house. We never done nothing but maybe take a nap, change clothes, and come back out. Really? You know what I'm saying? Whether it was just playing basketball or being, you know what I'm saying, me standing over there where, you know, where them guys was like hustling and doing all that. So it like dramatically changed. Almost, I wouldn't say like some of the other bigger cities where it looked like a war zone, but you could definitely see from the time that I entered junior high to high school, and then you know what I'm saying, coming back, how everything had changed, and the people, you know, had changed or whatever. You just had you know, partners that you knew used to run around in the day not being cool with each other and beefing and maybe arguing over women, you know, just all kind of stuff. It was like almost like every movie you see from that area. You know, it wasn't just happening in Chicago. It was happening in every place where crack was. It was a loss of life. It was this. It was that. It was crazy. It was crazy.
So when you first come back, what's your first move? Because, you know what I'm saying, like, you have a child during this time. What's your first move? I mean, of course, it's got to be a job.
Yeah.
What's your first job out of college?
Well, I worked at churches and stuff like that.
Where's
you know
the churches, man?
That 99-cent Tuesday special. So you know what I'm saying? I worked at churches.
Churches, if you ever want to make this an ad, hit Smed up. We can work something out.
Call me churches.
Right.
Take my line, bro.
Yeah, that's it. So, I worked at churches and stuff and had other little jobs like, my grandma, she worked downtown for the county commission thing, so we always had the summer job where we cleaned the highway. So I had a little work history, but my first thing, talking to my bro, y'all had Kerry Ivy on here. Shout out Coach K.I., you know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to Kerry, man. Kerry just went over 1,000 views on YouTube today, and Kenlo went over 1,000
There we go,
views.
man. Legendary handshake.
Don't give him a shout out yet, man, because he kind of bullied me back in the day, man. He did, man. Yeah, he did, man.
It's so funny stuff here with Kerry Ivy's name out. We're going to get to it. And Kerry is a recurring character in this movie, I'm sure.
Yeah. So he, we had been friends or whatever for a while. He was the big man over in Cornell and all that. I was the big man down in Greenwich Village. Right. Kerry could 360 and 180 and dunk at his size or whatever. And I
Kerry left that out of his whole story.
K.I., I know you watching, dog. You didn't tell him that. Oh, we used to win money all the time. We get light in the pockets, and I would bet him. I'd be like, I bet he can dunk. No, he can't. He'd go windmill and everything. Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah, he can bang. At 300. Yeah.
Get out of it, man. That's crazy.
No joke. Yeah, so, we kind of got into it at good old Wesleyan Park or whatever. And I went home. I'm going to tell your mama. Walked right to his house and sat on his porch and told his mama we've been friends and brothers like kind of ever since. So.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, bro. Come on. Look what happened, bro. What happened?
Yeah, we got to hear the whole story.
I want to know what happened, bro. What happened?
It was one of the hardest basketball games we ever played. I don't even remember who won.
We know who won then.
I don't know who won. No. He'll probably tell you too. I remember everything, but I really can't. I think it might got called, too aggressive, too many flagrant fouls on both of us or whatever. We might have called it a draw or whatever. But yeah, we had a legendary little bout or whatever in there and been friends ever since. But he had just been bouncing and stuff at Smunkies with Rick. Yeah. He was like, bro, what you gonna do? I'm like, man, I gotta find a gig. He's like, nah, man, just come up here and bounce and work with me. Right. And that's how I ended up being security and me and him working, you know what I'm saying, and doing all that, he really like kind of pulled me, in and that. He like, oh man, you big. At that time, I didn't drink. I didn't never smoke, but I never drank. You know what I'm saying? I didn't eat pork. You know what I'm saying? I was still cut up because I was still playing. We were still playing flag football. We played flag football and all of that stuff, and arena football and semi-pro. I was still like kind of still trade like I'm gonna jump to the Canadian League. So I stayed in shape and was ready. But that was my first job coming back. Like once I got.
So is this your first taste of the nightlife? Kind of like where you kind of get a great shade in that, or you kind of had bouts of it, but this kind of is where you kind of.
Hey, one second before we talk about his nightlife.
Hey, stay tuned, guys.
I want everybody to go to Sheik's for breakfast, go to Agnes All Natural Grill for lunch, and if you injured at any time, go to the hospital and call Michael Wright at 937-222-4477.
Make the right choice.
I hope I said the right number.
He
helped me. Mike done got me a good settlement before, bro.
Hey, them soul ties. When I went to Trotwood for 1 year, Mike was there. That's why he my man. I
man.
looked out for
Shout
it.
out to my bro, man.
So speaking of other legendary people, did you run into Tommy Owens before this era?
Man, Tommy Owens that's my cousin, man.
Cousin?
That's my family. Yeah, he been a entre whatever, anybody that could do something, Tommy was their manager. Even when we was little kids, he was always trying to put something or some type of show or whatever together.
Man,
I knew that's what he was going to do.
He said he was managing a record store from
he
was in junior high, bro.
He managed a record store. I used to go in there, like when he used to leave at night, I used to go make sure he got home. And he had that curl. He looked like Ice Cube. He
did look like Ice Cube.
He was getting love off of Ice Cube.
Man, bro looked just like Ice Cube, bro.
Whatever, yeah,
he did.
Yeah, so man, you got to find a picture and just post it on your page.
Man, we
gonna
do that.
Picture of Smith. Don't those ass.
No,
I got baby pictures. I got some pictures.
We got Photoshop. Don't trust him, man. They got ask for that. This man always been here, bro. He got pictures with Jesus.
Hey, we're gonna have to go to Ancestry.com or something. We gonna see Smith back in the 1776 outfit or something.
He's the original bloodline. Don't let him fool y'all, man.
Yeah. So you kind of knew, like, he managed the record store, so he was in music. Of course, his dad managed, a lot of the groups here, and ended up moving to California, was doing shows all across the country. And I used to be, like, he'd come here, we'd be backstage, helping or whatever, not knowing what the hell we was looking at. But you know what I'm saying? We was there. Like, that was like the first, not really my first, but seeing a live show, because, like, my mom, she knew, like, everybody. Like, everybody used to be, like, at our house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time my brother, because she worked over here at Sean Acres, which is the children's whatever now. It used to be Sean Acres, a group home for girls.
Yeah.
So she used to stay there like 4 days on, 4 days off. But R.I.P. Larry Trotman was there too. And this was right when they was starting Zap, and they used to be Roger and the Human Body first.
Yeah.
So they used to practice at the house, and my brother had some drum sets, right?
What?
Yeah.
He was like, no, I ain't let nobody on my drums. And I remember he got his ass whooped too. But
He better have.
He
stopped them from drumming?
Yeah. He stopped them from drumming or whatever, man.
Big old dummy.
Yeah. He didn't know, like
you
they,
need that ass whoop.
Like we didn't even, you know what I'm saying?
You didn't know who they was gonna become.
So like when they stuff hit or whatever, and we looking at the album cover, like, man, they used to be at our house, and all that kind of stuff. Like Pee Wee from Diamond, from Ohio Players, you know what I'm saying? So she knew, like, everybody that came in town or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They stopped past the house or whatever, because, my mom was that person, you know what I'm saying? She knew everybody, and then my stepdad at the time, he was like the man, so, you know what I'm saying? So everybody came and, whatever they did, so.
So back to the Spunky Nights, club nights, right? Right.
Sure.
Because Kerry, he tells a very colorful story of one of his favorite nights down there. Can you tell us one of your favorite nights at Spunky?
Man, my
legendary Spunky.
Legendary. Probably one of my favorite nights is, I probably got two. One, when Biggie and all them was there, they had the show or whatever, and the after party was there. So Biggie, Puff, Mace, Lil Kim, all of them was there. I remember they was smoking weed in the closet, like smoking up everybody's coats. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it was winter, so you know what I'm saying. It was fur coats. It was just smelling like dro and everything. You know, that was kind of funny. And the other one was.
Did you get a chance to meet Biggie at all?
Yeah.
What was he like to you?
Yeah.
He was like cool. He was like, you know how like I would imagine like one day you just working a job and the next day you might hit the Powerball or something like that.
Okay.
It was like he was taking it all in, but he seemed like he still didn't believe like he was there. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this stuff was going on around because of him. You know what I'm saying? He putting people on and eating. You know, I just had a brief conversation and stuff. Like when he came in, you know, he was in
like
the
what's
closet,
up, bro?
Like, bro, I gotta go. I got asthma. I can't be in here with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can go out here and do my job. Right. But
was this before the pop beef?
Yeah, this was way before. This is like when the Ready album first came out and they went on that first tour. They had just finished the Junior Mafia thing, so it was probably maybe about 2 years before the Pac thing or whatever started. So yeah.
So, and what's the second story?
The second story is the Snowball Fight that we had.
Yeah.
The Snowball Fight, man, was like legend. It was crazy. So it wasn't no snow when everybody went in the club, but all of a sudden it snowed real hard for like the last hour and a half. So they started coming out. Me and Kerry been making snowballs for about 30 minutes. Putting them, you know what I'm saying? We stockpiling them snowballs.
How
you know
we leave
what
you
I'm
out the story, man? Kerry, man, where my camera at? Kerry, man, you dead wrong, man. Leave you out the story, man.
Right. So we got them snowballs, man, and all of a sudden people coming out. And they probably was used to seeing me and Kerry at the door. They like, where they at? All of a sudden, it was, we was, you know what I'm saying? We was smacking girls in the face and knocking glasses and stuff off, man. So when they finally located where they was coming, everybody started packing up snowballs, even the women, man. And we threw snowballs out there for about probably an hour and a half, man, slipping, sliding, falling. And I remember my man Mike Banks, man, tried to dunk. He tried to duck up under some man and smacked his face up against the garbage can and everything, man. Yeah. So that's probably one of the.
Shout out Mike Banks.
Shout out to Mike Banks, man.
Mike Banks, that's my guy, man.
Now, you know what I'm saying? If you guys can't tell out there in the YouTube stratosphere, I'm not a tall, big, strong guy. I would never be a bouncer anywhere besides at a kid club.
Yeah.
There had to be times where you had to rough up people that like you knew, because you from the city. Man, and people get drunk. You in places. Can you give us one of those stories?
Man, all the time. We used to like, you know what I mean? There's something about the alcohol, man. They forget, man. I didn't have to rough my brother up, man, and get him out of there, man.
What?
Yeah, man. My older brother, man. I don't know. Yeah, man. My older brother, like. So he like real crazy, man. His nickname is Death Row, man. He was forever challenging whoever, especially my friends. So him and Kerry, even though they was like brothers, like they did not get along. You know what I'm saying?
Big bro, big dude too?
No, man. No, man. No, I'm going to send y'all a picture. No, man. Dude is not. He got long arms or whatever, man. He is not as heavy. He probably the lightest brother that we had.
So wait.
Yeah.
Unc told you to stretch your legs out. He told you to stretch his arms
out. Man. So he real, you know, he always used to run around like I got a one-hitter quitter and all that, man. I just be looking at him like, you keep fighting my friends now. Mind you, he's almost 5 years older than me. Yeah. So, you know, you imagine, you know, you always got the guy that's been out of high school still hanging around like, man, go home. Yeah. So him and Kerry used to always get into it, but he'd go in there and just, my brother said, give me a drink. My brother, and be wasted and then start trouble. And my other brother worked there, so you know my other brother Kevin.
Yeah.
Man, we got to go in there and get him. We fighting him. We whooping him all the way out, man.
Your own brother.
Oh, it's just like back in the day in the fight, our own brother, man. Drag him out, man, and bar him, man. You can't come back 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, man. Like, dude, like for real, man. Yeah, man. You can't come back. But it was always guys, always challenges, you know, and you know, how y'all, you know, punk security guards, and y'all ain't gonna do nothing or whatever. So this particular time, man, me and Kerry just got fed up. Like, okay, what y'all want to do, man? Told the guy, you got your friend, I got my friend. We went to the back, man. So we went to the back, man, and squared off, man. Big Kerry got on the patio, said, man, as soon as you step over here, it's on. And when he got on, when I say Kerry mangled him, He mangled him like you couldn't even see him. You could just see some feet flopping. You know what I'm saying? So I guess his homeboy like, oh man, I gotta get So you know what I'm saying? I done grabbed him up, man, and we got to tussling, man. So now I'm fired up and so mad. They had them tiki things out there burning. Yeah, man, I done took the tiki, and man, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, burn him and everything, man. So it was just like wild. It was just like wild, man, because they was just always, you know what I'm saying, tries. But then come back the next week, man, let me in, man. No, you barred, man. You can't, you know what I'm saying? I give you 50, 100, whatever. No, man, you can't get in. But it was some fun nights, man. I remember they used to have Purple Thursday up there, man. It was 3 of us, man. So you know how them frats get, man. We was just in there just dragging guys out, locking the door, dragging them out the back, locking them out. You know what I'm saying? So
Mike.
Oh. Yo.
Yeah, so Purple Thursdays was what again?
Purple. Oh yeah. Purple Thursdays. You know, they used to have the Central State, the Qs. You know, they used to have them Purple Thursdays. Man, they get wild. And for some reason, the cats that we thought was real tough security never kind of showed up. So
now you ain't. Now you are. This is. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be distracted by
Yeah. So it was. So you know, it was some wild nights bouncing them guys, but primarily we was just there making sure everybody had fun. You know what I mean, and was safe and stuff like that, man. I didn't, you know.
So yeah.
I done seen some things.
So yeah. So speaking of the story of y'all whooping ass, right? I found this funny thing, right? So it's a funny thing on Facebook where like people can literally put like, you know, like inbox me, and then like they'll put a number and then he'll respond to them, right?
Right.
So I read this one response. I knew he was whooping ass by this response, and the response was the girl was like, she said something along the lines of, you know, like you beat my boyfriend up, right? And what you said was, I remember that we was young, and yeah, I beat him the F up. And you said that and your BF deserved it. And he deserved to get beat up. No, he deserved to get beat down. And it was an advance for something he did or was going to try to do to you. So you giving out future ass whoopings?
Yeah, I probably did, man. I probably did, man.
Ain't no problem. You did.
I did, man.
That's legendary.
I mean, you know, yeah.
That's legendary, bro. You giving out future ass whoopings.
Yeah, they used to bully me, man. That's my story. I'm gonna stick to it, man. I mean, I never really like started nothing or whatever, but I mean, I've been in some scuffles, man. I remember I was, you know, down at Fresh Fest, man, and we had like back then, because there wasn't no guns or nothing involved, you would just fight cats for 2 years, like Civil War or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every time you see him, you just got to squabble. So we have been fighting. You know what I'm saying? These guys. This guy a pastor now, man. I ain't gonna say his name, man. He a pastor.
Shout out to the
Man,
pastor.
shout out to Pastor, man.
It better be my pastor.
Nah, it ain't your pastor. So
Shout out to Pastor.
but my cousin ran with them though. You know, my cousin ran, so he's always trying to keep the beef or whatever. So I think I might have been up. I had got them the last time we seen them. So I'm down at Fresh Fest. You know, it was LL, Run DMC, man. I got my Kango on, man. I got my chain on,
Looking
man.
all fresh.
Man, I'll turn around, man. There's 12 or 13 of them, man. They didn't whoop me, whoop my girl and everything, man.
What?
Yeah, man. They. But I got them all back one by one. I remember, like, the Salem Mall, we was going up the escalator. Dude didn't see me. He was going down. I was going up. I jumped over the escalator. You know what I'm saying? I had to get him back.
Yeah.
You know, I was
So,
like, yeah.
Byrd, what you
know.
saying is you are the reason the Salem Mall is closed right now.
I might be. You know. I might have been a part of it. I got kicked out a lot of places, man. I was like really wilding, man. It was like, I think once you kind of, and it's bad because once you kind of get a rep like for fighting and you will fight, everybody feel like, oh, if I get with him, I might, you know, almost like that Juice type of thing without the murder, without the killing, you know, the movie. Like, if I get Byrd, you know, but it wasn't going to be
So
easy.
you feel like people used to try to actually challenge
Oh, no,
somebody they
I
knew
know-
could fight
yeah,
good.
I knew they could. Like,
Yeah.
everybody wanted to pit their little neighborhood goon or whatever, like, against me or whatever.
Oh, it's a trophy
You know,
kinda
yeah,
thing.
it's kind of, yeah. You know, you being a brother or whatever, you weren't going to back down and say, no, I ain't going to do that. Or, you know what I mean? So, and I used to be out, like, like nightlife started for me. My brothers just like, man, you ain't going out because you keep getting fight and jump. But I was like a dancer, a party. Like, I'm going out. I'd be, pow, you know what I'm saying? Get hit, you know what I'm saying? In mid-six or whatever. I'd be like, all right, y'all got me. But I'm going to see, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to see y'all again. You know, and that prompted, you know, me being kicked out and barred from some of the city facilities around here. Because
Let's get to that. Let's get to that because you have proclaimed and also critically acclaimed as a person who has not been allowed to even get free lunch and stuff like that from recreational centers.
Yeah.
What is is it a little bit of the same?
Yeah, it's a little bit of the same. It was just a time before I got myself together, and you know that you know I was just fighting and getting into it just from the partners I hang around, family I hang around. So like I said, back then you didn't have to worry about shots and all that, so you would just fight. And it always would seem like we would meet up at the rec centers or at the swimming pools because that's where everybody went. You know, it was free. You know what I mean? And they would always, for some reason, see me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know him. That's Byrd. We know. And, you know, send letters to the mama like, so you can't go here now. So you can't go here now. And then in the summer, I caught myself going up to the park trying to get a free lunch. They was like, this is city of Dayton, and we know you can't even be in the park. So, like, for 2 years, I was like barred all out of the rec places and stuff like that. So
the butterfly effect, the first negative butterfly effect ever, that carries over to your adult life of club. The first one, I thought it was gonna be a legendary interview. We didn't start it off, bro. You set the tone for the very first time ever. Yeah. So that carried over into your adult life.
Yeah, it did. It did.
So like, what are you doing for recreation? What are you doing for work? I mean, are you still as funky?
No. So I still, well, not lately, but I end up being a bodyguard and security and stuff like that. I was on the Kings of Comedy tour, the Queens of Comedy tour. You know, done some stuff with some more Monique, Too Short. Like B2K when we had the little tights and all that stuff. So, you know, I was around and everything. And then, you know, moving to Atlanta, my boy Big Bob. So I used to get gigs and stuff with him because he was over at So Def with Jermaine Dupri and them guys. So, you know, when I lived in Atlanta, when me and Kenlo lived down there. But and
how do the celebrities find you, bro? To be able to get those bodyguards.
It's just like street, like word of mouth. Like they'll see you like at particular events and stuff like that. So they like, oh yeah, I like the way he carry himself. And I can say for like one thing when me and Kerry, because we done a lot of stuff together, like I wasn't one of them groupie dudes, right? You know what I'm saying? I respected your hustle and all that stuff, but I wasn't up trying to take no pictures, and still to this day I don't. Yeah. You know, when I talk, and I talk to people, you know what I'm saying? I talk to people and they be like, you ain't got no pictures, it happened. I'm like, yeah, it really happened. You know what I mean? But, so they would, you know, just see me and like just, I guess, check my stilo or whatever you want to call it, and they know somebody, they'll call me, you know, I get on, you know what I'm saying, with them or whatever, you know, and do that.
So on the King of Comedy tour, I mean, to me, you know what I'm saying, it seemed like, you know what I'm saying, like certain comedies, like certain comedic acts, they'll like start to, you know, kind of rile the fans up a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's why y'all there. Have you had a situation where you had to protect, like somebody?
Not necessarily on the Kings, because the Kings had like some real goons. So like me just starting out, and me and Tommy, we started out like we was doing the T-shirts for the whole Kings of Comedy, because he knew Latham, you know what I'm saying, that was doing the thing or whatever. So we got on like that. But when we done the Queens, we had developed a relationship with some more. So we was in Detroit one day, and she was doing a show. And I seen because I was on the stage, because I used to be on the stage with her. Matter of fact, I was this way, so I was always left of her. Mm-hmm. And I seen him, because you kind of like scanning the crowd looking like, yeah, dude look like he about to be on some BS. You know what I'm saying? So I seen, so I'm looking. All of a sudden, he stand up like he trying to check something, man, and try to rush. Man, before he could even get to some more, while she talking, man, I done tackled him and drug him off the stage, and she kept going with the show, and she like, mother, that's what you get. Right. I bet you won't try it again. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm. So that was crazy that she didn't even blink an eye. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was one time like that when me and Kerry was on with 50 Cent. And our boy C3O that was from here, you know what I'm saying? He was on tour with 50 Cent, and that's when Master P had 504 Boys. I never forget, we was in Dallas, and 50 was like, when he first came out, he was like, yeah, y'all, you don't take my chain, because this was like, people were saying, like, when we see you, we're going to snatch your chain off.
I'm taking that off.
Man, so me and Kerry left and right this time. Dude, they didn't like, we done our artists, and then Mike Lighty, whoever I think was his manager at the time,
Lighty.
asked us, hey, man, can y'all just,
Chris Lighty.
whatever, Chris Lighty, Chris Lighty. Asked us, man, can y'all just, because Chris Lighty knew us from B2K when we was out with the little tights, so he kind of knew us. So we left or right or whatever, man. We seen no boy try up there and get 50 Cent change. And I'm talking about me and Kerry, like, dude was the quarterback, like we smashed him. You know what I'm saying? Right there on stage, you know what I'm saying? Made an example out of him and drug him. You know what I'm saying? Like slowly drug him off the stage.
Right.
Anybody else
anybody
else want to come on? You know what I'm saying? Come on. You gonna get some of this too.
Did he ever get a chance to get to 50, or y'all got him before he even got there?
We got him before. We got him before him, because like you do security and stuff so long, you kind of get an instinct, because you know kind of who to watch, because you're looking at somebody ain't really having no fun and all that. You know they either up to something or something.
They
you know,
casing
like they casing to see
time.
what, you know, they do. So you kind of get fixated on them, like okay, I see Peanut, he about to jump up here and do some BS. Because everybody doing this, wave their hands in the air. He's sitting there like, I ain't doing that.
Right, I'm about to get that chain.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that chain.
His ticket was an investment.
Yeah, that's what he thought. Yeah.
So like after that, you start doing, just regular club life. Like you can see pictures of you and Tommy Owens with the 80s party and stuff like
with
that.
80 parties, yeah.
Was that a good time of just reflecting off of the era that we all look at and say, man, you know what I'm saying, like the big dogs and y'all out there with the dookie rope chains and all that.
It was a nice like throwback or whatever, because still like stuff had ramped up and stuff was changing, and I think we was trying to have everybody like a good time feel about how it was, not necessarily with the crack stuff, but just how we was in the 80s, like where we put stuff together, we dressed and we came like this, and we wore the ropes and all that. So it was a real good, flashback over that Thanksgiving weekend, because mostly everybody was in town and all that. So it was almost like a family, like a Dayton family reunion, when we done that. So we threw a lot of parties and stuff together, and worked some clubs and and done a couple functions and stuff like that. Like Kenlo had that, that college night, that he had at Spunky's on Thursday night. Like we would sell shirts, and it was just like a swap meet. Go to the club, get you a drink, get you some food, go buy a T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? You have something to wear for Saturday.
Right.
Kind of like on the Kenlo tip. Kenlo,
shout out to Kenlo,
like bro, he really was just he talked about you a lot in his interview. Yeah. And he said y'all kicked it a whole lot, and then you guys actually decided to move to Atlanta. And he said you came with him. So won't you tell us a little bit about that?
So I know I was listening to the interview. Where'd you meet
Kenlo at? Let's start there and then go into that.
So back to Kerry Ivy. We was playing basketball at Westwood, man, and Kerry set a pick on Kenlo, man, and Kenlo was, you know what I'm saying? I think Lo's still mad about that. If he's listening, Lo, type in, let me know if you still mad. Man, Kerry set a pick on him, man, and Kenlo was just a wreck, but he wasn't real serious about just playing against some wreck. So that's kind of where I start, you know what I'm saying, like knowing him or whatever before high school, and then he went off to college and stuff like that, and he ended up pledging and all that. And when they jumped him in, they kind of treated him a little bad. We was up on campus, you know what I'm saying, looking for a lot of them guys, but that might be another, you know what I'm saying, another story.
About that Hayes
about that, get that, So we have been friends, you know what I'm saying, ever since. Like I remember he used to come down, get shirts, make shirts, tell him we always chopped it up. I remember he had that 72. He would never let me drive it.
The Monte Carlo.
He had that Monte Carlo. Yeah. He had that Monte Carlo, but he had also when he bought the little BMW, you know what I'm saying? He had the BBSs and whatever on there. Yeah. So everybody just like, you slinging more than T-shirts or whatever. But nah, that's, you know what I'm saying? I know. I'll help box up a lot of that stuff and print that stuff. And it just kind of moved on from there, like he said, getting it in different places. Like we was all over. Like it was Black Beach, and the Kappas had the one big thing in Texas. I think they still have at wherever the whatever, I forgot what it's called.
I think the Essence Festival, but it's not that.
Not
stuff.
the Essence. It's something
Essence
something I forgot what it's called, but it was like another like black function. So we was like everywhere, like selling the shirts and getting it off, and then.
Is it the National Black Reunion? Is it
Yeah,
that?
Yep. That's what it was. So we was down there after he had came from Toledo, and Tommy had hooked him up with Too Short, and stuff was taking off, and he was like, "Oh man, bro, we gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, do something." And I remember when, you know what I'm saying, he was just real hurt about, you know what I'm saying, Duck Springer, you know what I'm saying, passing away. It really touched him because he was there, and they was, you know, running, you know, the story he told, and then he ended up.
Yeah, that was
you
tough,
know,
bro.
Yeah.
They was like right
North
there
Carolina.
together, right?
Yeah. So he left first, and then I came, and he was like, "Nah, I just want you to like coming back and forth." But I was like, "Man, I believed in him, you know what I'm saying, so much. I rolled with him. That, you know what I'm saying, that was my boy, you know what I'm saying, like my brother.
Real, man.
So I rolled with him. You know, it really wasn't my vision, but I believed in his vision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, and I wanted to help him as much as I could, you know what I'm saying? Even at the event, you know, I had kids here, whatever, went down there, made sure I came back, you know, we working and stuff like that. 9/11 hit us hard because we had like all that stuff, like you know, Smed, you getting enough money now you getting your stuff from overseas, so you really like cutting the middleman off. So you getting into that profit margin. I believe if that would have happened, he probably would have never had to do that deal with Foot Locker and them, because he'd have been still able to, you know what I'm saying, had that urban thing or whatever on his own. You know, we moved down there, man, we was popping like nobody knew us at first. Like nobody, dog. We was standing in line just with the t-shirts or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like the more Shorts album started doing, they started seeing it, and other people started adding it just started picking up fire, like, and we was like, and then I knew the language because I was a former security at the thing, so I go holler at them, some shirts, you know, get in and all that stuff. So like we had Atlanta, everybody that used to come down there called, "We standing with y'all, come on." So, you know, we show them the town or whatever. They used to have them like Sunday nights in Atlanta was the best. Forget Friday and Saturday and all that type of stuff. No, it was Sunday nights. Those were the nights.
Yeah.
So we used to be down there. We played in the I played in the entertainment league or whatever. So every record company down there played basketball. We play on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So I played with Dangerous Music because of Short and them. So, and we used to play. Goody Mob and them had a team, you know, Gip, he could play, you know what I'm saying, had them guys out there, so we played, so chopping it up. But once we started getting it, like my kids, you know what I'm saying, they was getting a little bit older, and I like, you know, Lord, I got to go back, you know what I'm saying. Cause,
you lost a child that was like 6 months?
Yeah, I lost a cat, it was 6 months
I'm
old.
sorry to hear that, man.
Thanks, man. So he, you know, we talked up, even though I still work with the company, so I was just a Dayton person. I ride down, stay a couple days, come back. I had my old Delta 88. That mug, listen, 4-door, red interior.
Yeah.
It only got me to Atlanta. And as soon as I got off the expressway to the shop, it cut off and would not work. I'm talking about, it knew I wasn't going to go nowhere. But when I got back on the highway, it started and cut off as soon as I got back to Dayton Spunk, because I always would time it up to come to Spunky's back on Thursday night. And I swear, it right there, dog. What? And I would just leave it for a couple days until I was ready to go back. And it just knew,
shout out to the Most High, man. Shout out to the Most High, man, for getting you to and from to your destination every time, bro. Real stuff.
That is uncanny.
I used to tell Lo, like, man, you got to get another car, man. You got to do it. I said, nah, man, it's going to get me where you know what I mean, where I'm going or whatever. I'll throw a prayer up. And I remember I used to sing, you know how you got to have something while you ride? Man, I used to sing H-Town, the whole album, dog. The Emotions, I used to sing that the whole way, dog. You had the cassette player, man. I used to keep playing it and playing it over, singing to myself, man, to make that ride home.
So we didn't hear much about Too Short. I mean, can you tell us something note about, like, Too Short? I mean, because to us, he's an icon. He's this legend. I mean, of course he is. But what's something that you saw that like humanized him as a person?
Like he really loved like his mom and them, like his family. like it was like two different people, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody has an alter ego, like turn on and off. Like when he wasn't like in the studio on that, he just was a dude like we are, sitting around cracking, you know, talking about this, you know, trash talking and all that kind of stuff. So I got to see him like being on the road, him before he hit the stage or before he was in the studio. You know, he always showed me love, his bodyguard, his road manager and all that. I was just like family or whatever to him because of Ken Lo, but I developed my own relationship, you know what I'm saying, with him too. So I'll be like, Ken Lo be like, I'll be like, man, I'm with Short and them. You know what I'm saying? He like, all right, you know, I'll holler, you know. So he it was a lot of stuff. And like Lo said, I never seen nobody like sell out no matter what. Like, we didn't even know like how bad they was doing him like a jive and all that stuff, because you see him, you out, you think with shows and your record and all that, you know, you get money, you see whatever the house, you don't know what nobody going through, but yeah, he was like a regular, just like a regular dude, but when it was time to be too short, it was time to be too
He
short.
was too short.
Yeah, it was like too short to the max. Yeah. And it's funny when you know all the songs and then you sing and then you know, but And the only Star P Dubs, man, that I ever regret not taking no picture, I got the assignment to do Janet Jackson in Atlanta.
Oh my gosh!
When they had the All-Star game, when she was with Jermaine Dupri, dog, and when I say I rubbed up against. I was unprofessional. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you okay?
I would have never watched that shirt.
Yeah.
Never would have watched that
you
shirt.
You okay, Miss Jackson or whatever? She's like, you want a picture or nothing? I'm like, nah, I'm trying to be professional or whatever. But that was probably like her that I was really, really like starstruck, because, you know, you watching her from Good Times, like This Is Penny, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff.
So this was the Super Bowl performance when she okay.
This was the All-Star game. It was the NBA All-Star game.
NBA All-Star game. Okay.
It wasn't in.
This still, I mean, like she
but
was
it's
still popping then.
of course.
But this is earlier. That's what she popping.
This is when she came off the second. Remember, she was on that second album tour or whatever when her and Jermaine Dupri got together. So she was like living in Atlanta, blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? And Big Bob was like, you know, Jermaine, he was like, man, I'm going to put you on her, because them other guys, man, they'd be all, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you was like Carrie you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, Carrie wasn't down there that time. He wasn't down there that time.
But growing up in that era where you grew up, Janet Jackson is the equivalent to what Beyonce is now. Like, I mean, she was just the most beautiful woman in the world, for sure.
But we actually, like, they actually grew up with her. Like he said, like, don't tell us she was Penny on a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, this is like,
that's what I'm saying.
Miley Cyrus did it.
Yeah, because when you first like was a Jackson 5 fan or whatever, and when they moved to Vegas and done that show, she would open up the show with the other little brother. So everybody was like, because she was right our age. You know, Michael and all them was older than us at the time. So when you see Janet, she fall right in our, you know, in our thing. And then it was like she went from Penny, and then she went to the one show. She was on Facts of Life, whatever, for a little minute, and doing all that. And then she was Willis's girlfriend on Different Strokes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember all that. So I'm a movie head, so I remember all of that.
Bro, in this time period, it seemed like you have been doing some traveling. Let's kind of like lump everything in from when you was doing the security, and then is your time with Ken Lo. You guys was traveling and doing your thing. Out of all of the places that you've been to, what was your favorite place, man, that you went to?
My favorite place probably, I would say, Memphis, Tennessee, and Birmingham, Alabama.
What went on down there, man?
Memphis, everybody spoke. Like, everybody seemed like they was your first, not your third. You know how your third cousin be like, hey, P, but you're like your first cousin come give you love. It was just like, it almost seemed like you just found your other relatives. Like, you know, I'm home. I done found everybody, you know, and it was the same way with Birmingham. And I think because the people, we was with the Little Tykes and they sold it out. They sold out both of those shows and it was like we was on a 42 city, like it was a grind, you know what I mean? And just to see that and to come out and see all that stuff, and we actually got to stay, because usually we'll do the show, hit the road, you know what I'm saying? We was like doing everything, driving, doing all that, trying to make it to the next show or whatever, but we actually got to stay and get a little hospitality and stuff like that, because you know what you hear about the South, especially Alabama, like, man, they don't, but it was just like all love down there, and they like took us, and we seen a different part of Birmingham. You know, you want to go because we from Dayton, like, that court,
all that cute stuff,
that's cool. That's what they show to get tourists and stuff in here. I don't want to be no tourist. I want to go down where, you know what I'm saying, they frying the chicken out beside the back door.
Don't send it to no daggone
exactly.
Right. But we ate the best soul food dinner in a looked like a broken down camper or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are probably the best places outside of being like when I had text and said Cancun for spring break. Like Cancun Black Spring Break was like that was like my first time like anywhere when I went with Lo and I was in there like.
So you was at the Freaknik and
dog, I was at both the Freakniks, dog.
So Cancun versus the Freaknik.
Woohoo! Freaknik was just
Freaknik wins again.
For one reason, I saw everything and everybody in probably 12 or 13 block radius.
Everybody keeps saying that's like whatever you want, whatever you could have think and imagine, it was happening.
Amazing,
and they let it go on. It was like a free fall. Like they just said, look, we can't do nothing about all these brothers and sisters coming down here. We're not even gonna try. Yeah, and it was everything.
Yeah, I went Freaknik, I think 97 or 98.
No, don't even say that, man. If you don't say 93, 94, man,
he was too late.
It's no good. Because 97, they started like blocking off the streets and doing that. I'm talking about you literally was on the highway because traffic wasn't moving and cats was just out with their music, just left their cars, walked downtown, Piedmont, all of that stuff. 93 and 94.
Man, listen, but see, I didn't know nothing about that, and so I went in 98 or 97. I remember my son was born about that time. Man, it was the best thing I ever went to in my life, bro. It was amazing, bro. You couldn't, and me and my bros was all down there together, and it was just lit. Like, we really just parked our car in the middle of the street, and we popped out. One person maybe kept driving, but we all just walked up to whatever car we want. We had promo, it was major.
50 people with us.
Yeah.
Like, we was like deep. We sold T-shirts and sold out.
Yeah.
And was done for the day. Didn't have no more. And it was, Snoop came out with We Don't Love Them Hoes. And we had We Don't Love Them Hoes shirts in every color. And we sold all of them.
I went down there with Mike White. You know Mike tight. Where's me, bro?
White.
Me, Tay, Mike, Nate, Javon. They actually tried to go. I think they met up with Ken Lo when we were down there. Yeah. But I went down, man. We drove Mike's Navigator that he had just bought, bro. It was a brand new Navigator, bro. Brand new. Mike done let me drive, bro. I was about 4'5", man, and I was down there whipping. I looked like probably the youngest person in the world with this brand new Navigator, man, at Freaknik, bro. It was so major, bro. Right, love it.
Yeah. So yeah, those are probably the best times. But other cities and stuff that we hit, but like the most fun, like being there. And I've been to some places or whatever, but I would probably say Memphis. And every time I go to Memphis, it's love.
Man, shout out M-Town, man. Orange Mound, man. Project Pat, the Chat, Juicy J, DJ Paul.
Yeah.
So I mean, like we love Dayton too. So like,
right.
What happens when you come back to Dayton after all that? I mean, it's kind of you coming back to relax. You coming back for the family. I had came back, and I was still like going back and forth, and then like. We would still like hit some of the major trade shows, and stuff like that. So I probably was like travel like once a month as opposed to almost every weekend. And just it was just like Spunky's. Like I really didn't have no full-time job because Spunky's like, they had Butt Naked Tuesday. They had Purple, college night on Thursday, some Friday, some Saturday. So,
the way it was, I think we started that market where, parking spaces this, jump the line this, me and Jerry started all that they still kind of do today. So it was like, man, I ain't got to get in there. I was able to take care of the family, you know what I'm saying, and everything, and just do that. And we played ball during the day and rolled around and played ball and all that stuff during the day, trash talking all day long, go work in the club, and do all that stuff. So it was like in between that time, when I came back from Atlanta, that was kind of it till we end up, of course, doing some shows and stuff with Tommy and doing, all that stuff like in between or whatever. But it was, and I started coaching, got back and I started coaching and stuff like that.
I would ask you, so like, where did you get the coach itch? I mean, like, what was the moment you was like, man, I'm gonna try coaching, or was it a, like a calling?
Really, I really had a calling, man, and. Like, I was in the streets, like, fighting, you know what I'm saying, and do stuff. I ran with all the people that was whatever, like Ken Lo said, that was our group, you know what I mean? So I knew, like, I think it's like my third kid, fourth kid or whatever. Just looking at them one day, like, man, I don't want them to visit me in the jail or, the gravesite or whatever. So I, like, prayed for like a whole year, like, God, man, give me something to do, because all this time I got, I ain't doing nothing but doing the wrong thing. So back at the Jefferson, remember the Y used to be in Jefferson?
Yep.
I've been praying. I took my kids up there, signed them up for flag football or whatever. Guy came out and said, well, we sorry, parents, we ain't got no coach, blah, blah, blah. I don't even remember saying yeah or nothing. I just had the bag and the whistle and just came with my instincts and started lining them up and started doing that, and that's where my coaching thing began.
Wow.
When I dropped my kids off, I told God, I got it. I know what you want me to do. I know what my mission is.
Yeah.
This didn't do nothing. Like, no in between selling, no in between fighting, no conflict, because now I got these little dudes looking at me outside my kids, you know what I'm saying? And they they'll tell my kids stories and stuff now, but it ain't as worse as it probably could have been had I not, or, because they might have been telling me after RP story, about their dad or whatever. So, like, dog, I really like gave it, but what started me on that prayer and wanting to do something at the store, ran to the little kid, like, like, what you doing or whatever. You know how you bad, but you still good. Like, dude, man, take your little ass to school.
Me today.
You know what I'm saying? Take your little ass to school. So he was like, I'm trying to get some food or whatever. This crack area, you know what I'm saying? Overhang, So I'm gonna take you get some groceries or whatever, man. Rolled to his house. Look, man, his mama was one of my best customers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, man, I didn't ruin this man. I got this kid out here not going to school. Mama fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, that's on me. You know what I mean? So that's what started, you know what I'm saying, me praying, like, get me out, because I didn't immediately know what I was supposed to be doing at the time. So, I was raised in the church or whatever. I ain't got no answer. You said you go to the big man upstairs. So, he gave me the answer. You know what I'm saying? That from that day on, dog, I was coaching. So I went from there, and coached there, high school, Dunbar, Coach Jefferson. I coached Coach Parker in high school.
West
Carrollton. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, West Carrollton now.
Freshman
So, so I coached all them guys. You know what I'm saying? I coached Tony Dixon, Powell, you know what I'm saying? All of them guys, you know what I'm saying, came through me or whatsoever. So I ended up coaching for the Airmen, basketball, Trotwood football, you know what I'm saying, all that. And that's been probably, my oldest son is 33. He was 4. You know what I'm saying? He was 4. So, like I said, I tell everybody I was bad for like 5 years.
Which I would say a parallel there was like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, like yourself, like Proclaim, where you were saying like you were traveling with Ken Lo. You went from traveling with Ken Lo to traveling to Texas for your son. So can you walk us through like that parallel? It was like you used to hitting the road to go kick it. Now you hitting the road to do the right thing.
Yeah.
How'd that feel for you?
I mean, it felt real good, seeing everybody doing what they want and me being a part of it. Like seeing, like I had 2 kids on the state team when Trotwood won the first state. You know what I'm saying? Being involved in that. So like seeing your dudes, like your little kids and your daughters and stuff, like doing it and know that if you ever had any doubt about you making the right decision or God telling you the wrong thing, you could see it right there, just how happy and stuff, you know what I'm saying, they were being. I wasn't no millionaire or whatever, but that time spent, I always wanted to be there in ways that my dad wasn't. You know what I mean? So that was almost my thing. I never wanted my kid to come up and say, "Man, you wasn't never there for me. You wasn't never there." You know, that was almost like my biggest fear. So I wanted to make sure that I stepped in and do it. And, you know, everybody know I got a lot of kids. You know, I got 16. I got 12 boys and 4 girls. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people, if I could do it without doing anything illegal, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't. You got 1 or you got 2, you know, what's your excuse? Because time is more valuable than anything. They really don't want nothing but you there, you know, to show up at this and that. But I had to put them all in the same program with somebody, otherwise I wouldn't be able to see.
Ain't no gas in the city.
Hey, the timetable wasn't going to work for me. So we was all playing the Trotwood. We all playing the Trotwood. We all playing airman basketball. We playing airman basketball.
So Smed, also, I'm going to do a legendary handshake with Smed, is being a coach dad. Can you give us a little bit of because there has to be a delicate balance of, you got to be tough on them, but also you kind of, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if I'm the coach of my son's basketball team, he's starting, he gonna get more leeway and more than I would give the next kid.
Well,
how do you balance being a coach dad?
Well, some do. I know a lot of coach dads, and we probably the worst on our kids. For one, they with us all the time, so some stuff that they do, they should not do. Because they seen us and they hear us, you know what I'm saying, talk about it. And Smed probably can agree. Like, after a while, you don't even talk about the sport you coaching them in at all.
Yeah.
You don't even talk about it unless they bring it up. You don't critique them. So if I'm coaching them and after the game is done, I don't say nothing unless they ask you, like, "Dad, what you think I could have done on such and such or in this situation?" Then I'll tell them. But after that, no. Like, I had my boys live with me during high school. I had all 4 of them there. We did not talk about football on Friday night. We go get that pizza and be in the car. Nobody said nothing, win or lose or whatever, and then get it. Now, 2 days later, like Sunday, we watching football or something, we might talk about it, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. But, yeah, man, it's hard to, like, balance because you didn't want that stuff to carry over and come into the house and start wrecking a relationship up because of sports, you know what I'm saying? Because what's going to happen when they stop playing sports? Now you didn't ruin it and put too much on them or whatever. So it's good to let them, you know, you take them as far as you can go, but at some point you got to give them up. You know what I mean? They got to hear somebody else and all that kind of stuff because you can't go to college with them or you can't go to high school, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. So I love that dads is involved because they never say we're involved anyway, us anyway.
Right.
So I love to see us involved, stalking the sidelines, you know what I'm saying, doing something different because at the end of the day, we're still spending time with them.
Man, you want to chime in?
Yep. I think that being a father coaching is going to happen in most programs, especially when we're dealing with little kids, because where else are you going to find a coach except for some father who wants to dedicate his time to help his son and the other players on the team. But when you are coaching your son, just being a parent, man, it's you always think that your child can be great and you see their potential. And then when they don't live up to that potential, it's often disappointing. And so parents, like when you coaching your child and you see them out there and you know that they could be playing better, you tend to go off a little bit harder. Right. And then you get so emotionally involved with it when somebody try to calm you down.
Right.
Don't tell me how they talk to my son. This is mine right here.
Yeah.
You can tell him, but not this one. So it's like, but I love it, bro. And kind of like to piggyback off of what Byrd is saying, like with Ohio Kings, man, we had a lot of fathers involved, man. You know, and I think that we was kind of like bucking that narrative that black fathers ain't involved in their kids' lives because it's simply not true. Black fathers damn near is crazy.
Yeah.
Parents over their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They around, bro. They around a lot. Sometimes when they not around to coaches liking, now you don't got to put up with their bullshit.
Right.
So it kind of cool sometimes when the parents don't show up. But at the same time, no, I think that the parents, being a father coach is cool. It's similar to my son working at the store. Like he can't do enough right shit for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm happy when he does good things, but when he don't do something that I think that he should be doing, it gets exaggerated in my mind.
Right.
But then I think we all kind of got to look back to when we was kids, and then you see that you just that same person that your son is, except for he ain't got to the maturity level that you at yet. So you kind of can lay off of them a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the notable players as well. Like Deshaun, he was playing for Tennessee.
Yeah.
And they was
Tennessee
undefeated that year.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, like, it's a lot of like highlights when it comes to that. But I'm about to make you laugh now.
Yeah.
Right? So in 2012, you posted.
In 2012, you posted.
Let's go. You said people keep playing on your phone, and you go on later on in the post saying that somebody could call your phone saying that they was pregnant by you playing on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
And I figured out who it was. What? I figured it out.
Did you? And who was it, man? They played the whole time.
It is your fault. You posted your phone number on your page. 937-529-1783. That was
my
your
number.
phone
That was my phone number.
Yeah. You did it to yourself. I posted your phone number. If I can find your phone number, anybody can find your phone number.
They were supposed to use it for good, not to be playing, dog. I was in there to help the kids so they could get, they didn't have to message me or whatever, man. So yeah.
So also, you know what I'm saying? Because like you spoke on you having 3 different jobs during that time. So, you got a 9 to 5. You also coaching. You also are doing nights at Michael's, right?
Yeah,
So let's talk about the Michael's era because
yeah.
nobody gonna think about this big tough dude to whoop everybody's ass instead of doing karaoke. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So that go back to my dance and drama days. I always thought, I could still, sing. I was in choir and all that type of stuff, but I realized later it's just because I had a deeper voice than everybody. I wore huskies, but I had a deep voice. So, imagine that short guy with the voice. But, we used to do them karaoke nights, and, when you in the club thing, you do anything, and it was like, because right then karaoke was taking off, but everybody was kind of scared because they really thought she'd be a singer. So I used to get up there and, do New Edition and Can You Stand the Rain?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do a full show or whatever and get it jumping. And then we just started having the best like karaoke night. It was like a club night. We had all the people down there, everybody signing up, then we like put up $100 to the best karaoke, and then I would come in, everybody would try to outperform me and everything. So yeah, we had a good time.
Now, man. Remember early in this story, he said he jumped over an escalator and whooped somebody's ass.
Yeah.
Imagine you be the person who got your ass on the escalator. You walking there one night with your lady, and he up there singing.
Can you stand the rain?
Can you stand the pain?
Can you stand the
Hey, if it was too much static, I'd have jumped off of the stage too.
All right, so I'm gonna say something else I found was funny too. So in 2009, you and Shaq. Shout out to the legendary Marlon Shackelford.
Man, hey.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Before we go to that, we got a good lineup coming up this week, bro.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow we got Chef J. Jones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chef
And
J.
a mystery singer is going to actually come in with him, right?
Yes.
Right.
Then Thursday we got Dramel Tucker in Taiwan.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Little
saying?
bro,
Dream
yeah.
On. They just now dropped a new video, man, shouting out Mo Beats and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following week I got Skeeter Fly.
Yes.
I got on Tuesday. I don't remember. I'll post it on Facebook. But I got some people.
Stay tuned.
The reason why I said that
Monica-
honestly is because
Monica,
I got.
know you got Monica Thomas coming too.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
ready for it,
got Shaq coming the last Tuesday or
cannot
Wednesday.
wait, man. I've
The
been
last
asking for
Tuesday or
Marlon Shackelford
Wednesday
for months.
of the
Right.
month. So we got a bunch of people coming. I got Winona Chenault coming.
Yes.
She knows some dancers.
Yep. And so we got like a lot of people lined up to come to the show. But I think we're gonna go back to the Marlon Shackelford story. Come on.
So
Peanut,
let's do the
go.
legendary handshake right now. My man Marlon
Marlon
Shackelford.
Shackelford.
In 2009, you and Marlon Shackelford, y'all went to Northland,
Yeah.
and he was Shaka Claus,
And I was.
and you was a big old elf.
Hold on. Get my name right, Peanut. Put some, you know how to be at that radio station. Put some respect on my name. I was big homie, dog.
yeah.
Big Shaka Claus and the elf big homie,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had.
That's cool.
The suit they got me, dog, I could not fit. I just happened to have on because Ohio State played that day.
Yep.
I happened to have my Ohio State jersey
Yep.
on. So I had my Ohio State jersey on and put the Christmas hat on.
Right.
And I just stood there, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, in bodyguard mode or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was Big Homie and Shaka Claus presents Northland's Christmas. And we end up doing it like 4 years after, 4 years, doing that or whatever. it was a good time. We also done it at the House of Bread, and everybody like, are y'all gonna do it or whatever? And it was fun, like seeing the kids because they was like what they used to, and then they see us, and we like it's a whole different dynamic.
Yeah.
They like see the guy up here, he just got a jersey on. Of course, Shaq had the outfit on or whatever, but you know he using his Shaq vernacular. Shout out, that's Shaq, that's my guy. He raised me, you know, taught me a lot about mentoring and giving back to the community and stuff like that. Even though he taught me at a young age, but you know, when done something else and came back, you know, you always come back.
I'm gonna get to that because, like I said, he coming here. Do you know Shaq back when he was in the streets?
I knew Shaq back, and when he was older than me, but I knew back in the day when he.
What was his reputation in the streets back then?
He was for one, he was known. His nickname was Shaq Lambert, because he played middle linebacker for the Fairview Bulldogs. He used to knock sparks and snot. I'm talking about because we used to go to the games because the neighborhood you walk right up the field was right there. You walk right to the games. You just look through the gate before they moved everything to Welcome Stadium. And then, you know, he was always the hustler that dressed, you know, because he really from New York or whatever. So he always was like had the leather coats with the matching pants and the shoes and, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. Always had a hat on, you know, and, you know, always these glasses or whatever. So, yeah, he was like real hip-hop-ish, you know what I'm saying, with like a twist, like almost a Dapper Dan type of thing or whatever. So that was like his style. You know, he'd wear dress shoes with sweatpants. You know, like sometimes you might run out the house like that. Now he wore that, you know, so he'd put stuff together or whatever and, you know, dare to be different.
So in 2010, y'all won the Community Initiative Award, and you won that with for reducing the gun violence. It was with you, Shaq, Herm, and D. Chuck. Yeah, and Chuck Miller. Yep. How did it feel for you to, to me, your life at this point had to have come full circle. You went from, you know, like being a person that, you know, wasn't the best pillar in the community. Right. To now being a pillar of the community that's building upon that. How did it feel like just for your own self-confidence?
I mean, it felt good. I mean, to know that I had stuck to, you know, what I had said I was going to do as far as when I said I wanted to be out the street. Yeah. And when I got the award, I actually told him, like, how ironic is this? Here go a guy that was part of most of the violence and stuff that was going on, now helping to reduce it, you know, coming back. This is really, you know, the lost son or whatever coming home. I think I said something to that aspect or whatever, so it felt good, especially because we got them numbers down. For one, it dealt with Dayton, and it dealt with the neighborhoods and stuff that I used to run through, that we were actually reducing the thing. And for all of us to get it, because we all, you know, with Herm and with Chuck, you know what I'm saying? We all had, you know, we all had our own street rep and cred and stuff that we done back in the day. For all of us to receive that award, you know what I'm saying, together, man, it was like really major. It was like the first of one, and they like came, and I was just like, man, I didn't know. You know, I'm one of them shy brothers. I'm just figuring I'm doing what God asked me to do, you know what I'm saying? So them awards or whatever, I like took them, but I really didn't never think I deserved it, because I felt like it was much more, you know, it was much more work to do. I didn't want to let nobody down, you know, so.
I got an observation. Man, it seems to me that all of that stuff that you was getting into when you was younger, it was just preparing you for what you would eventually have to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Because protecting people, being a coach, being a street soldier, man, that's a tough job, bro. Yeah. And it's only given to somebody who is prepared to go into battle, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so the progression of the Most High is just materializing in order for you to actually be who you was becoming all the time. All of them fights, all of this other stuff that you was doing that you really didn't have an answer for, was just preparing you to do the Most High's work, bro, which you really doing your heart's desire for real.
Right, because because even for him to say that, you know what I mean, like the very next year, I mean, they had this, you know, like where they put together, it was for the ex-cons for them to start voting. And he said personally, you got 11 people to sign up. I mean, because, anybody who ever been behind a G-Wall, right, people have 100 excuses about everything. You know what I'm saying? There's one thing I did learn when I was growing up was my dad always told me was, you can't complain if you ain't going to be a part of the problem or the solution. So if you sit back saying, oh, I don't like this president, you ask me, did you vote? And you say, nah, I ain't vote at all.
Vote at all,
So like, what was that? you know what I'm saying, like for people to have skin in the game is what we learned from Tony Ruby. If you're playing
yeah.
bingo, just put
Right,
the chip
right,
on there. Tony
yeah,
Ruby gonna come no matter what.
yeah.
So like, for you to help those people get back into, you know, that, what did that mean for you? Because like you said again, you know what I'm saying, like, you're not the guy that wants the accolades like that.
I really like Smed said, I really like had a story and didn't know, and you know everything started coming in and falling in place, and then you like know why that happened, why this happened, or whatever, where you might have questioned before, and I just appealed to them brothers like, I was where y'all was at, you know what I'm saying? I caught a felony, I caught in trouble, I had them doors slammed and all that stuff. I didn't know nothing about my little one vote counting towards something that could change. It might can't change me, but it could definitely change for my kids. So most of that voting, because you know, no matter how hard thug or whatever you are, we all love our kids at some point, and you appeal to them kids side or whatever. So I kind of appealed to that, and plus I had a story. I wasn't just some person that never been through nothing or went nothing, and I'm coming down saying you should vote, and they say why, and because you should, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm giving them a couple points of views, and they like, okay, and plus I kind of knew them or they knew of me, you know, and they saying, oh, well, dang, if he out here and, you know, he got it, dang, he got Hearn with him, he got Chuck with him, so it must be, you know what I'm saying, like the thing that whatever to do. So we start rallying, you know what I'm saying, around that or whatever, and got them 11 people, and then we slowly but surely start signing up some more people. Like, it was their first time ever voting, you know what I mean? So it was like, it was like major.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Like major. It was like a small thing, but it was like really, really like major.
I mean, it's accomplishing a goal, man, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, and if you look at in the history books of that year, you had the biggest black turnout of voters.
Yep.
So, because to me, we're not getting the butterfly effect, man. There's so much in here already. But to me, I'm not saying you were the full reason why we had a bigger turnout, but if you think about this, those 11 people are ingratiated in the community with their friends. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, of course they say felons shouldn't be friends with felons, but if you went to school with felons, you grew up with felons,
you got a family member.
Yeah, those people probably told them like, "Yo, I got a felony and I'm voting."
It's the momentum that you guys put out there, bro.
Yeah.
It's that energy. That energy, even though it was 11 people you personally signed up, that momentum and vibe, man, you know what I'm saying, was just like a butterfly effect, man.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And it was that information too, though.
Right.
Like, you know, for a long time, they didn't know, like, felony, you can't vote, you can't do this, you lose your rights and all that. So I think coming from somebody that looked like them and you see them and saying, nah, bro, that ain't, it's true, I'm telling you, it's right here. I think that really, like, helped, like you said. They went home and told, hey, my cuz, you know what I'm saying, whatever, and it snowballed.
That's why I say every single time on this podcast, representation is important on every level. That's why, like, you know what I'm saying, like, nobody will see me and think I will be, you know, a person that can interview you and put together in a certain manner, and I got like tattoos and go. No, it's good to see people like this interviewing and putting on great performance and stuff like this. But speaking of which, let me make you laugh now. So, can you please tell the story about Jaheim, and it was men pushing women out the way to take a picture with?
Yeah, that that was some of the craziest thing I ever saw. We, like me and Kerry, we go to the Jazz Festival, Mark Baker. We go to Jazz Festival every year, especially on that Saturday. Because Mark Baker.
Oh,
Mark Baker, yeah. So we
Shout out to
go,
Mark Baker, man.
Yeah,
He a legend.
Yeah,
come on through, Mark Baker.
Yeah.
Mark Baker
So we go every year. We go to the Jazz Festival. You know, Frankie closed the show, everybody in all white or whatever. So we at the show in Jaheim. So he comes down off the stage on the floor, and he's singing, and the girls is touching him. All of a sudden, I see 5, 6, 7 guys literally pushing women down and everything just to touch this man. And I laughed so hard. I think I posted about it. Is that where you got it? I posted about it. I'm about to say, I posted about it in real time. Like, I never seen nothing like that. Like,
and this is coming from you, somebody who don't take pictures with dudes. You done been on the road with hundreds with stars and celebrities and everybody.
Even next to
you ain't taking
Jackson,
no pictures.
and then take a picture.
And they pushing.
And I ain't talking about it like a little, you know, I guess they see my water bottle like, yeah, excuse me or nothing. I'm talking about literally like, boom, and the women is falling. They looking like, but damn. And I was like, well, I mean, it's an old, he ain't had nothing new. He was just like singing this regular song. I mean, But I mean, yeah, that was I ain't never seen nothing like that. I ain't not even all the shows and all that stuff. I never seen no guys pushing a woman down to get it at Steve Harvey or you know what I'm saying, or nothing, nobody like that.
Right.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So let's get back into the, you know what I'm saying? Because I've did enough research to know he don't like you just to praise him the whole time. So you got to throw a little joke in and then get back to the praise. So in 2013, the Irma Jones scholarship, y'all helped, 30 kids? Y'all got like $24,000 for scholarships?
Yeah. We hit up everybody we knew. Like for that scholarship. I think it was an annual thing, but they came up short or something like that, and Shaq bought it to us or whatever. So everybody worked, all their people in their corner or whatever, to make sure that scholarship stayed in place. It had been in place for so many years. And now I just, you know what I'm saying, it's just like to the people, you know what I'm saying, that we all connected to or whatever. Like they always pitch in and help, you know what I'm saying, when you ask. They don't even ask no questions. They don't think about where my money going or whatever. You like post something, or you a call, or you a say it, and you know what I'm saying, it was there and it was made the recipient. They was like real happy about that, because they had told them before, I think the two that was up for it, that they probably weren't going to be able to do it because there wasn't no money. So we kind of like, that was another call to action for the community. Tommy and all of us, you know what I'm saying, got together, put out social, like you said, putting it out there and you know, making it happen. Right. So, yeah.
And to me, I also found it dope because even though you helping the community, you're helping other kids out there. I mean, you traveling with your other son Logan to the TSU game.
Yeah.
So it's like you finding a way to balance it all out, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, Smith, like you speak to that because you do a lot also. I mean, like you speak to more like how are people managing the time between being a coach, a father, running a business? How are you managing all that?
I mean, Byrd is on this podcast for a reason, bro. It's because he's doing things that most people don't do. And some people are satisfied with maybe just doing one thing. But he just knows that he's capable of doing more, and so therefore he's doing more. And then those are the true markings of what we are seeing as legend, what we seeing as genius, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about all genius is they don't accept the fact that their genius is genius. They just say, this is just how I'm living my life. This is what I'm doing, and the shit wasn't that hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Byrd, to you, is that how you feel, bro? Because it is difficult to multitask, man. You know,
like sometimes it did get like bothersome or whatever, because like really at the time when Deshaun was at TSU, I had the other one. He was all the way up in South Dakota or whatever. Yeah. But he ended up going to Iowa, transferring to Iowa. So plus I had a full-time job. Plus I was still working with Parker at the group home. You know what I'm saying? And then me and my brother, we was like doing the T-shirt bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then I was still coaching football. Like I would literally leave Friday night.
Yeah.
And me and Logan get in the car. You know what I'm saying? And drive first thing in the morning.
You did let him DJ though. I mean, like that's one job.
Yeah, cause I let him DJ. Yeah, he used to conk out on me. He was good going. Coming back, he was terrible. Like I was getting in the back seat. You can't even ride in the front no more, Logan. He probably listened, but so yeah, it was It was like a real balance, and you lose sleep and you get tired. But like you said, when you see at the end of the day that your son was happy that I made every game his junior and senior year, Tennessee, when they was at Grand Rapids, because I had two at Grand Rapids, I never missed a game. Yep. I always had that van. We load up the van, we get in, and I just always been like busy, because I know when I wasn't busy, I know what I was into.
Right.
Yeah.
So I made sure that I stayed busy, so I didn't have time to do nothing but what I was supposed to do and go to sleep. Right. You know what I'm saying? There was no in between. Like I'd be up for days and days, and you know what I'm saying, making sure everybody is taking care of everything I said, because my biggest thing, I don't like to let people down. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
Right. Yeah.
Barring me can't move or can't, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be there. You ain't even gotta call me, you know what I'm saying, and say it. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, be here. Like I got here at 7:30. Like I'm gonna be here at 7:30 just in case they might need. I don't know. They said 8 o'clock. I'm gonna be here at 7:30. That's just how I am. But it's hard. I know, cause like Smed, I seen when Smed, he was doing the basketball, plus he was running the basketball, plus he was putting slug gold in everybody's mouth. He was still doing T-shirts, and he picked up and was coaching at Meadowdale too. You know what I'm saying? So he was doing, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot of things. And it's always good when you see somebody that almost mirror like, yep, he doing the same. I'll be like, good luck. And shout out, you know what I'm saying?
But certain times, bro, like we know the answers, but then like you always got somebody out there that might tell you, you know, you doing too much or something like that. But then when you can see somebody else doing what you're doing, it kind of validates your reasoning for keep going. Because, bro, you are like you was doing a lot. And man, shout out to you for not only making your sons games and stuff or getting them to going and not missing any games, but just the fact that you was able to get your kids to school, bro, and pushing them through. Like that in itself is some legendary stuff, man. Like college should be maybe a normal thing, but it's not.
Right.
And you are out here navigating not one, not two, but your sons, man, to college and getting them up out of this situation that a lot of kids fall prey to. Shit that you seen in the streets, you making sure that they don't got to do that, bro. So that's major.
I always tell them, check with me first.
Check
with me first.
So you know, so like even though you know what I'm saying, like, you putting time into that, you know what I'm saying, you still helping like Trey Williams. He signed his letter of intent for him to go to North Dakota State. That same year you won the Image of Hope Award. And then you hit your big bump in the road when you have a health scare in 2014. So well, like you had to have surgery. I mean, you ain't gotta get fully into it.
I mean, like. I think I was like not resting and doing some of the stuff. Like you know, you run peanuts, you run SMED, you don't eat right. And if you ain't eating right and you doing all that stuff, it's like kind of a recipe for disaster. So, and then if you miss a couple times on your meds and stuff like that, it throw your whole, you know what I'm saying, your whole thing off. But to me, I don't only know one way to go. So I'm sitting down with my BFF, Shondell. Shout out Shondell, wherever you at somewhere.
I have it in there.
That's the weed lady. That's the weed lady. That's my partner. And me and her and Mama Darius Stone, you know Mama Darius Stone, we was at her little birthday party, and I just wasn't feeling good. And she like, man, you know what I'm saying? You don't look right. She like evangelist and all that. She like, you don't look right or whatever. And like I had a headache. Like I get headaches, but I had a headache like I was back and got my bell rung back in high school. You know what I'm saying? Playing football. Man, went to the hospital and they was like, if you'd have waited 20 or 30 minutes later, you probably wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't have made it or whatever. Yeah, my blood pressure, like, they literally scared me because they was like, who is your next of kin? And I'm like, what do you mean? I've never been to the emergency room where they ask you, like, we need to call your next of kin right now. So it was like so high, like they gave
How
me
high? Do you remember how high what your numbers was, bro?
240 something, dog.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. My blood pressure
like
was crazy,
stroke,
bro.
Like level, they don't even know how I drove, how I was walking. You know what I'm saying? Even to get to the hospital, and it literally scared me. I was up probably that's probably the heaviest I ever been. I was like probably 340, 350. You know what I'm saying? But it was from being in that car, not eating right, and just eating, you know what I'm saying, and not getting whole, you know, and all that
That's
type of stuff. Yeah, man. So, man, I came out there and spent days in there. I said, I ain't never going back. Not, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never going back. So, you know, I managed my weight and all that stuff, and I ain't had like a scare or nothing like that. You know, I'm down on, you know, the milligrams they give you for your blood pressure. I'm like down. You know, if I drop me about 20 more, I can get all the way off of them. You know, but
I
I'm
think
slowly
they said
but surely working.
each 10 pounds that you lose, it'll take off 10 beats off of your blood pressure.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And they want me to get to like, I'm like about 310 now. So, but I fluctuate. Like, mine is opposite. You know how everybody like lose weight or whatever in the summer. I gain in the summer and lose in the winter. Right. Because I ain't really moving. You ain't really hungry. I ain't really too much active. So I really ain't, you know, like eating like that, like because I'm on the go. So, yeah.
So in 2014 also, you know what I'm saying, like even when you're dealing with that, you still ain't stopped. I mean, you still had the I mean, like to have a health scare I mean, you still got the Dayton Pilots basketball team you was managing. And then that's when you also started the Middletown freshman basketball team. So so like you still moving, you still working with D-Shack, like this when they had the street soldier.
Yeah.
And
I was over the street soldiers actually at that time.
Yeah.
I was over the street soldiers.
Do you hear this legendary story? This man was on his deathbed saying, "Who your next of kin?" He left out there to take care of your next of kin.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like that's where y'all help the families of the formerly incarcerated, because you know how when you come home, it's hard for you to get a job.
Yeah.
The hardest times for anybody that ain't got no money or no opportunity or no resources around the holidays,
Right.
because everybody can looking at you. I mean, I have kids. They look at me like, Dad, you gotta have it around the holidays. You know what I'm saying? They birthdays and holidays,
Right.
you gotta have
Gotta
it.
have it.
And the fact that y'all went out y'all way to look out for those people, because like most people feel like you a man, you stand up right, you can go get it yourself. But you know from prior experiences from other people around like that, like was that kind of what you was thinking?
Yeah, I was thinking about like some of the ball players and stuff that I had and some of my kids' friends that really didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally didn't have it. Like they probably wake up and it might have just been something that somebody dropped off to them or whatever. So we like made sure, especially when that person is out, and sometimes it was mothers too, it wasn't just dads or whatever.
Say
so
that.
my son Trey's and Deshaun's and Darrell's, Teddy, the mom, she worked at Omega and worked in that ministry or
Shout out
whatever.
to Omega Church, legendary church.
She made sure that they got included into that angel, whatever, I think angel something they called it or whatever, and made sure not just like one gift. I'm talking about
CIRV is what they
serve,
serve.
yep, our serve thing, yeah. So they made sure that not only one, it was basically like whatever was on their Christmas gift, they got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, and we went and delivered it, Shaka Claus and Big
Claus.
Homie. You know, we went out and delivered. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them didn't even have rides like to come on the pickup day to get them. So we took the stuff and took, you know what I'm saying, took them to them, whatever. And we always, like my kids, they had to give away something before they got Christmas. Like you got to give something away. You can't be hoarding nothing or whatever. So whatever stuff that they had was in good. It might be gym shoes. You got to give it away or donate it or whatever. So we would just donate it or whatever. And then you had to do something early Christmas morning. Like we just go down to the thing and feed them or whatever. Just drop some stuff off, get some hot chocolate and, you know, go down to the shelter or whatever and teach them about community and giving back, because we're a little bit more fortunate.
Yep.
We ain't rich, but we're a little bit fortunate than them. And you don't want to forget them, you know, at Christmas or whatever. So, yeah.
So also it's a song by Jay-Z called Still Nigga, right? So even though you going out here and you being a positive pillar in the community, you're no longer the person of your former self. You still having like where police pulling you over and giving you a hard time. You give that story about when they pulled you over, fitting the description.
So I was just like fresh off of them awards or whatever, and you know, you don't really be high or whatever, but you feel like you made enough dent where some of the stuff you thought would stop or you wouldn't have to go through, but take it from, you know, still some of every police ain't bad, I ain't saying that, but some of the police that don't do their job the way they supposed to do, and, you know, got pulled over, and I was like, you know, working for SERV, community gun violence. I'm out here homicide scenes and, you know, and all of this stuff, trying to stop retaliation and working with gang and group members and doing everything. You know, put my life on the line, being called a snitch and just all kind of stuff. You know, the guy pulled me over and said I fit the description. I'm like, now mind you, I had like a 300 or something, like was probably 8 or 9 years old, you know, pull you over, you know, stuff. And I'm just like, man, I ain't got pulled over in I don't know how long. You know what I mean? And, you fit the description right over here by UDF, going home, you know, right over here. Now, everybody, all the sheriffs know, you pass by, you see me, it's almost at the same time. I'm coming to work or whatever, I'm going to UDF, getting me a drink, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You know, pull me over, just real rude, you know, almost like he was trying to provoke me or whatever. So once he went back to the car with my license, you know, I called Sheriff Plummer on the phone.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Sheriff, your man over here like then pulled me over. When he came back to the car, I handed him the phone. He's like, oh, I don't take no phone calls. I said, you might want to take it. It's your boss. You know what I'm saying? You know, like gave me the thing. But I think about what if the brothers that don't, you know, work with Sheriff. You know what I'm saying? I just had his number because we ran his after school, you know, we ran his after school stuff or whatever at Northland and some of the places, you know, that they had the place, you know, stuff they was doing programming in, and me and Shaq and them. And I'm like thinking about what are the people that don't have nobody that they could call, you know, out of situations or whatever. It could have been the other, and I could see how like something that simple could turn into whatever. Like if it was my former self, I got out of the car like, man, what the, you know what I'm saying? I don't look fit the description of who, a billion people or whatever, you know, going on. But nowadays, you just got to be careful. You got to watch. You got to watch yourself, and you shouldn't have to humble and almost like a step and fetch thing. But you got to do it. You got to get home. You know, we was talking earlier before the broadcast. Me, Peanut, and Smith was talking about we got kids or whatever the thing is to get home. Like you better shut your mouth. If I can deal with it better, you alive and a lawyer than me, you know, defending you, you know, you dead and gone. So, you know, it's crazy.
And to me, at the point, like that's why I want to have my butterfly effect because you know, like we didn't have a guest yesterday, so I had a bunch of time to research you even more. To see all the stuff like you've done in the community, to see, you know, like you go from one step of your life to, you know, running to falling to getting back up. To see you being, you know what I'm saying, in your kid's life, no matter what, no matter if you coming home and then you going to Texas, if you coming here, you going there. You know, I'm a father that's raising a black son. You know what I mean? To me, it's nothing scarier than that. You know what I'm saying? Like to hear you say during the interview to say, you still, after all that, you still was a person that was sitting right behind that person with the flashlight and the gun and all that. And then for me to have a story that happened to me today.
Right.
Where I'm literally stopping at my mom's house just on a whim, man. This how the Lord always bless us. I don't care what you say, man. We are a blessed people because whoever I bless today is a butterfly effect of what you've already created. Right. And then for the viewers out there, you can go to my page and see it. Ain't no cap. I literally stopped at the corner store and I seen a young brother that looks identical to my son being roughed up by the police. And he was bucking back or whatever. And all I said to him was, brother, you need to make it home. Relax, calm down. The moment I said that, he looked at me like I was his father and he stopped.
Yeah.
And he has another day to live after this. So if any of y'all out there watching that and y'all have black sons or whatever, any sons, you need to have that conversation, the uncomfortable conversation that you got to have with your kids, tell them that they are not equal, they will never treat you equal, and you need to have that conversation with their son, man. Like, seriously. You know what I mean? So, man, like, to me, your butterfly effect is what you've been doing in the community. All of the accolades will never accomplish everything you've done and the people you've helped. You know what I mean? I mean, just those 11 people who learn how to vote. You know what I'm saying? Those people. You got the students that you help go off into college. You got the single dads out there, the single moms out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are the definition of a legend, man.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, it's good, especially like for my people. Like I call my people, my brothers, the ones I know doing it to give you on the pats on the back. That's really what mean most. You know, outside of being that mentor, you know, it's good. I don't even know how I logged all them hours. Like, you know, I got that Mentor of the Year award. I'm like, man, I logged all them hours, but, you know, I guess it's possible. But like you said, that butterfly effect, you never know who you stop and who you talk to and who you connected with and how far, you know what I'm saying? I love that. When I first heard you say that, I said, I love that, that concept or whatever and that whole meaning about that butterfly effect because we never know who looking at us, and we shouldn't be scared. Like, you shouldn't have been like, that ain't my son, I don't know, I ain't gonna be. Because if you don't advocate for him, who gonna do it for him? And we need to stop being scared of these kids, and people need to stop running up on us when we correct these kids about, you know what I'm saying? We're not putting on and saying don't do that because that ain't just how you ain't supposed to act. It don't make us look good. And sometimes allow the men and stuff in the community to step in to discipline some of these boys. You know what I'm saying? When the discipline is needed, you know, you know, we love the mothers and stuff like that, but it's only a certain point in all that they can take care of them. Just like me with my girls, I had to let my mom deal with them a little bit more because after a while, I don't know if they telling me nothing. They girls, they my daughters here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know because I ain't never been no female, never wanted to be. So, you know. That's how I feel.
Respect.
You guys, next week on the show, we got Skeeter Fly. He's going to be here next Tuesday. Then we got Coach Powell.
Coach Powell.
Yeah,
Coach
one of
Powell.
That's my mentor, too.
He's going to be here Wednesday on the 22nd. And then we got Jody Coleman coming next Thursday. So next week, Skeeter Fly, Coach Powell, and Jody Coleman, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tomorrow we got Chef Jay Jones. And a mystery singer is coming out. I'm waiting to see who the mystery singer is. I don't even think I know. And then The next day we got Jermel and Taiwan Tucker, Dream On. And Byrd, man, for you, bro. Man, the guests that are coming on this show, man, it's only made to inspire other people who go through tough situations, have humble beginnings and all of this other stuff, to understand that, like, they're always becoming something better, man. At least if they listen to the calling that they got from the Most High. Because I feel like, man, not only you, but me and all of us have this calling for the Most High in order for us to go after our highest positive purpose, bro. And I really feel like I was going to title this video From Gangster to Angel, right?
Right.
And, you know, we just figure we want to make it polished, man, for whatever situations that we in right now. People don't get it misconstrued, like, you know what I'm saying, as to who we really are. But, man, bro, I just kept getting the angel vibe, bro. And, like, it be the strongest kings, bro, that we run away from that title. But, bro, I really feel like, bro, you really done served that type of purpose. Like, you've been security.
Yep.
You've been security. Right. You had to be strong in order to get people out of jams, but you was really always around to protect, whether it was Kenlo, whether it was Spunkies, whether it was street soldiers, or whether it was your own children. You been that big bro, that pops, that father figure, bro. And when people like you come here to be with me and Peanut, man, all it does is validate our show, bro.
Absolutely.
So, man, I want to thank you, King, for coming through here and just chopping it up and sharing with us, man, and making us more and more legit, man. You know what I'm saying?
I want to leave.
Yeah, bro.
I want to give y'all one of his legendary quotes, though.
Yeah.
He said, wait, this right here is super dope, though.
Yeah.
He said, for everybody saying that there are no good men left, women, do us a favor and raise one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
Wow.
because
That's hard, bro.
Yeah. I say that out of respect because I was raised by women, but my mom and my grandma and all them knew when it was time to get out of the way and let my uncles and the mentors, the people in the church and Shaq and all them. And even though it was a rough, way to be, they looked the other way. You know what I'm saying? And it made me, like Smed was talking about, I never knew all the stuff that I went through. It made me, the person and stuff that I used to be. I mean, that I was going to be. Had I not went through it, I would have known how to deal. Or when I run into this kid or talking that guy off, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I remember a guy had an issue with in the streets. They was talking about they was gonna kill him, whatever. Man, I had that guy with me for 3 days hiding him out. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I just kept moving from spot to spot. You know what I'm saying, with him, because I really didn't know until we end up getting him out of town. I called some of my people in Pittsburgh like, hey, y'all don't know him, but I know him. He about to be on the bus up out of here. Y'all just pick him up at the thing and y'all take him the week so we can figure out what's going on, you know what I'm saying, to save his life. But you don't even really like be thinking about that stuff. I don't, you know what I'm saying, like don't post or whatever, because I don't do it for that. You know what I'm saying? I do it because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what my calling. And I don't have to get nothing for it. I already got my thing because I'm still here. If I wake up every day, I'm still here. I'll be like, okay, who next? Like, my job down, I work at Richard Allen. I'm like the student resource officer, the ISS guy, whatever. I'll be sitting there and I'll be talking. I'll be, you know what I'm saying? And I never seen kids want to come to ISS, you know what I'm saying, just to come or whatever. And I'll be like, why y'all like me? Get out of my room, you know what I'm saying? Eat all my food. But I understand now as before, like how you be like, hold on, wait a minute, because you ain't used to all of that, like attention. Like I told you, I was like the middle guys able to see and all of that type of stuff. So now I'm being in the forefront or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it was funny you was talking about my girlfriend. So I wrote a movie.
Yes.
I wrote a movie.
Yes,
you know
it's
what I'm
called
saying?
Perfect.
Perfected Love.
Perfected
and
Love.
it was about her.
What?
And the first, you know what I'm saying, the first time I kissed her, because I write poetry too, so it came out of a poem that I wrote, and I was doing stage plays with Tequila Day. That's my manager. Shout out to Tequila.
Shout out to Tequila.
You know what I'm saying? And she was like, "Oh man, we should do something or whatever." And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like Jason was my boy, and I seen what he doing, so I was like, call Jason. I was like, man, Jason, I ain't trying to be behind you, man, but I'm just telling you, because you supposed to check with people You know what I'm saying? Just out
Yeah.
of respect thing. Not that
Yeah.
I couldn't do it or whatever, just because he was the first one to do it. But I'm like, mine ain't going to be on the gangster tip thing. It's
Yeah.
going to be, man, I wrote the movie, starred in, and the people couldn't believe it. Like, man, you were shy. You didn't really hardly sound like, yeah, I know. So I was like really out of my comfort zone, had an on-screen kiss and everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
But it's
like,
been
yeah.
brewing since the 7th grade or whatever it was. Like,
Every season he pulled up
supposed
the
to do
dance
that,
and drama
bro.
and stuff. Yeah, supposed to do that. So, yeah, we just actually and with Jody Coleman and Terry the voice, we actually was all day shooting the play with the film version of the play like all day Saturday. So like you know what I'm saying? I'm really proud of you know what I'm saying, that part. You know what I mean? So
man, that's what's up, bro. For
that
real.
my movie gonna live forever.
Yeah.
A couple more quick hits.
Okay.
We got Self Love is Love conference. You got the VMBC Violence Mentoring, Bully, Conflict Resolution. You won the Human Motivational Circle Certificate of Mastery and Distinction of 2018, which is a master life coach. So if you ever need help with life coach, you can holler at Big Bro. And you got the Live with Honor billboard, man.
Oh yeah,
man. That's hard, man.
That was up in front of the what's the name? I was a little in shape. Yeah, that was good. Like we was all over the place, and that's something that Shaq, all of us came up with because we was trying to have some type of saying or whatever and we hit all the high schools and was giving the shirts and had the port, you know what I'm saying, and all that type of shit, and it really like took on or whatever. So yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good campaign.
Live with honor, man.
Tommy Owens put the whole marketing thing together
Man.
too.
T.O., man, shout out to
Yo,
my
man.
bro, man.
Anything else for you to say?
Nah, I mean, you can finish.
I got more quotes in here. They say Richard L. Burton. They used to be scared when we were going to beat folks up when they seen us. We still are. Only this time we beat them up with the word of God.
Oh, yeah, that's my man. That's my man Rich. So he played linebacker on that team, and he used to be one of the gang along with him and Glenn Watts. So we used to run around and fight and all that stuff. So he into the church or whatever. He married. He married and stuff now. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan. We argue whatever, but we've been like bros and whatever. So every now and then they really like used to run from us or whatever. But now, yeah, he hit you with the Bible quotes and all
Byrd,
that.
what's your favorite NFL team, bro?
Man, Pittsburgh Steelers.
You
man.
Steelers Nation.
Steelers, man, all the way.
What about Hope?
76ers.
76ers. What they gonna do with Ben Simmons this year, bro?
Be honest.
Get rid of him. Get rid of him. It's like a relationship, man. You don't want to be here. You gonna halfway go out there and not do what you're supposed to. You're gonna be mad, man. Just go ahead and just leave. You won't leave all that money. That's on you. I'm gonna play and be happy.
Let me ask you this about the 76ers, bro, because this was an interesting conversation that we had in here one time. Bro, Ben Simmons, to me, is a player that could be great. He's lacking confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Doc Rivers, who do you blame more? Ben Simmons or Doc Rivers for the collapse of the 76ers this year?
I blame Doc Rivers.
Thank you very much.
If you think Doc Rivers before he got there, even though
Peanut, hold on, Byrd. Yeah, give me my point.
Yeah.
All
All right, y'all. We won, and Smith got two. All right. I got one, Smith got two.
All right, come on, Byrd. Give us your analysis.
And I believe it because before he got there, yeah, he knew he had to pick up aspects of his game. Remember that summer when they lost that first time, he spent all that time trying to perfect a jump shot or whatever. He knew he could foul shoot, but they knew that going in.
Yeah.
That he was going to slice and dice you. He was a big guard. He was going to rebound. He was going to play defense. They didn't really need him to hit free throws or hit a jump shot. That's what they got. They hired guns,
Yeah.
They get hired guns and stuff for that. But now I believe that he's so soured and now he's belly aching and crying, whining a little bit or whatever and throwing like a temper tantrum. Like at this point, just get rid of him.
Yeah.
Because now the locker room is just like, man, he don't believe in us. Mm-hmm. Forget what you in the culture, whoever, the public and all that.
Right.
You know how it is in the locker room, man. You're a band of brothers, man. No matter you might like this or that, but while we here during the season, we got to be a band of brothers and we got to accomplish this goal. So I think they don't trust him in the locker room.
Can they win with Doc?
Can they win without him?
Can they win with Doc?
Can they win with Doc? We'll have Doc win besides Boston.
Doc is a meltdown king.
Me and you could have won with that team he had in Boston.
Agreed. I agree. I mean, Doc Rivers. The one thing that I like about Doc Rivers is that he black. And after that, it's about over. I don't be wanting to say nothing bad about no black coaches because I know how hard it takes for them to get there. But the truth is the truth, bro.
Look what he did. Look what he did. He
melted down with the Clippers.
He done fumbled a bunch of good
He cost Chris Paul like 3 rings because Chris Paul should have went on ahead and went to the Lakers.
Man,
right. So, I like everything Pittsburgh. I like the Penguins. That's my hockey team, and the Pirates. That's my team. Everything Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there we go, man. So, sir, man, boy, to me, it's a dope ass podcast. That's one of my favorite ones to rewatch, man.
Oh yeah,
before we leave, I just want to, just shout out, Smed, because like I told him before when I went up there, like. He mirrored what me and Coach Powell and them when we done the Airman, man. Just to see all them brothers in there in them uniforms was 10 times doper than what we used to have, just that plain stuff with the number. Now, we got funky with the warm-ups a little bit because they was bright yellow. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, doing an amazing job. I just want you to know some of them guys that didn't believe in you and stick with you and backstab you, them guys know they can't hardly speak to me. They know who they are. You know what I mean? Flat out. I don't mix no bones or whatever. Because we have to stick together even when we in disagreement. You know what I'm saying? You don't go because it wasn't your vision. That's like me. I can't go in and blow up Players University because it's not my vision. You can't go in and tell the man you with him and then you ain't with him. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate, what you did, for all them boys that didn't have nowhere to go and really wasn't good to how they are now. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know it kind of soured you on the game and you ran out. You just like, I ain't doing it no more. But them guys that you had, that group you had, Marquise, my son, and all them included, they gonna do it. They gonna make you proud. So they gonna put that stamp on. You know what I'm saying, on that Gym City Kings and everything. And Peanut, man, I know you, real, bro, but I don't know you. Like, I looked and I said, man, I know him. This guy is a comedian guy that everybody be talking about. Like, man, do you know Peanut? Because it's like 10,000 of y'all. Yeah. First I thought this Peanut do music. I'm like, what is Peanut doing? What, are you going to play drums or the band? Or what's the name? Until I had to look. And your Facebook page. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to, like, what y'all do, man. It's major. It's major. Like, people need to, like, get in here and, like, be comfortable telling their story, and y'all do that. Y'all relax everybody and, you know what I'm saying, like, really get into it. Almost like the Oprah show, like, I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry. You know what I'm saying? So, like, keep doing it, man. Like, keep on putting it out. Keep on, you know what I'm saying, not just for the community and our people, but as a thing, because it's going to take fire. I'm going to encourage everybody. Yeah. And I'm going to be tied to almost everybody on here, some shape, form. I'm tied to everybody simply, Peanut, because you was in the line at Spunky's, and I done somebody a favor, cut the line. Sooner or later, you out there, I'm going to collect. I'll save them. It's been years, I'll save them. And I had to remind people, you remember you was in that line, and you was a little short, and I let you jump the line. So that's how now my butterfly effect is tied to everybody that used to be in that line and all that stuff, man.
Yes,
so
sir.
I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Let me tell my story. And Peanut, you a hell of an in-depth reporter, bro. Cause bro. The dance and drama thing, it's only could have been one person, either my brother, who never went to class and rode the bus and had the girlfriend, or it was Deborah Stallworth, who was in dance class with me, who went on and done the DC. Them the only two people that really kind of know that. So,
I'm going to tell you off camera.
Okay, all right. That's cool.
So, man, it's been another Legendary People podcast, man. Smed, matter of fact, Smed, you want to...
Yep, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring the bell notification. If you're watching on Facebook, man, go to our YouTube channel and like, subscribe, and you can binge watch all of our videos. And just
pay the bills.
For sure. Sheiks, my bros, Prince and Ron C, man, they got the best breakfast in the city, man.
Absolutely.
And, like, Ron C and Prince, they have not paid me to say this, bro. I'm saying this on my own. They got the best breakfast in the city, and it's true. And then my bro North at Agnes All Natural Grill, they got jerk chicken and Caribbean flavor type with the cocoa bread and the chicken cheese steaks and the brown sugar lemonade, and it's all amazing, bro. Like, you will really, really love it. And last but not least, we know Michael Wright. If you injured in any way, go straight to the hospital, and then after you do, call him 937-222-7477.
Make the right choice.
Make the right choice all
Hey,
day.
Right. Hey, Ron C out there, I'm getting free breakfast because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because I raised you. And in North, when you came here, I made sure you got the club. I'm coming to give me some free jerk chicken. You know, I'm calling all my stuff in. It's getting close to the holidays, and I ain't got no money, so I'm calling in all my favors. And I'm going right here, Smeg gonna make me a shirt. You know what I'm saying? And all that. But one thing before I go, I'm starting a new thing, man, and y'all guys is in it, man. I'm starting my neighborhood dads, man. I shout out to them guys that are in my neighborhood, man. So we're going to get shirts, and we're going to have us a group, and we're going to do that. We're going to be the neighborhood dad.
I like that Kerry.
Man, I love it, bro.
When Kerry, I was talking about the 50 brothers coming together, we all
Yeah,
sponsor somebody.
we do all that.
I definitely want to be on board with that.
So we'll put all that up on the neighborhood dads, man. And we'll work or whatever. We have something. We might have.
I'm in it, bro.
We're gonna have us a hood where we're just gonna run up on you and give you a water. We know you might be, you know what I'm saying, in the bathroom at home. We kick the door open and Smeg got all the cameras and Peanut. We do the interview right there.
Right
man.
there,
on the spot.
We ain't having nothing formal red carpet, man. We gonna do it the way we know how to do it from the city, from the neighborhoods. We
And
do
I'm gonna
stuff
ask,
different.
bro, July 24th of
That's right.
1986. You said.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Just know Peanut gonna have your stuff.
Yeah.
Neighborhood dads is major, bro. I'm
I
in
like
it,
that.
bro.
Yep.
I'm in
Yep.
that, bro.
Yep.
I'm in the gang, bro. Real talk. No,
And if you ain't no
bro,
neighborhood dad, don't be trying to get in.
Before we get out of here,
gonna
let's
bet
shout out some of the people who checked in with you,
Absolutely.
D-Bird. Let me see. We got Marlon Shack checked in.
Shaq
He just
Lambert.
said he said LOL. He been laughing the whole damn time. Got Nicole Howard. She checked in. Got Dwayne Lewis checked in. Said Peanuts, you know what was up from the Metal Dale days that Byrd, you taught them a lot of what they believe in, man.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yep. And then we got Daryl Easley that
yeah.
checked in.
Yeah.
He said that you was his childhood friend
Yeah.
and brother.
Yeah.
Sam Spade, my bro Handy, said an OG great guy right there.
Sam Spade.
Marvin Gordon, Darren Byrd, he just checked in, said what's up with you, Frank Johnson. We got Miss D. Deborah Teller. You know
yeah.
D. Horton. That's
Yeah.
my sis. All day. Love you, D. Your coaching brother, Tay Dixon,
Oh, yeah.
checked in.
Dante, shout out Tate Dixon.
Yep, he said Pirate Country. We got Trey Williams Brown.
Yeah,
that's your
my
son.
son. Yeah.
He said Pop's a real legend.
Oh,
D.
God.
Powell checked in, said that you a legend.
Oh, yeah.
Then we got my bro Javon Grant. That's Nate Grant, Mike White's nephews.
Okay, yeah,
That's who we
yeah.
went to the Freaknik
To the
with.
Freaknik
He
with.
checked in and
Freaknik
said,
98 alumni.
Bro, well, we was in the Navigator and we was so drunk and out of control, man. Shout out to Jock too, man. Jock was in the car. We was playing Tear the Club Up,
Right.
but we had remixed the song talking about tear the truck up, tear the truck up, tear the truck up.
Oh,
So he commented tear the truck up because that was like the real damn highlight of
Right.
our whole Freaknik that, man. Then we
Right.
got Chris Townsend. He said, what's up?
Yeah, that's my
Unc is a
brother.
legend.
Yeah.
And Mario Reed said you legendary, bro.
Yeah. Coach.
Carrie
Coach
Ivy
yeah.
said you is bro for life.
Oh, yeah.
D. Carter said 100.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Day
Yeah.
Riley.
Coach Day.
He said, what's up, man? Shout out to Day. He just had me over at Burkhart to talk to his kids, man.
Oh, yeah. I seen that. That was good.
Q All-Stark said that you was a legend for sure.
Yeah.
Kevin Easley said, what's up? He love you, bro. That's a bar. Raise them better. As
That's
far
a
as when
bar.
you said them
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Raise, that's a bar, man. That's a peanut quote, man. He got that out here floating around, bro.
Maybe still in
And then we got
copyright
Mr.
there,
Reggie
Philly.
Graham. He said this was a solid interview, bro. So, man, what a great interview, bro. Like, real talk, man.
They was on my live too. Yvette Morgan,
Yeah.
Cheryl, my aunt Cheryl. She live all the way up. She all the way up in. She in St. Mary. She different color, but that's my aunt though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rochester Dixon. He was over at Dunbar. He used to be the manager back in the day.
Okay.
Rochester Dixon. That's Dante Dixon's dad right there.
Okay, that's
Yep.
your coaching brother.
Carl Carlson, Sharon Edmondson, Imani Dennis. Logan said, "What up, Peanut?"
It was good.
Janine Matthews. Who else? Clarissa Brooks. Yeah, everybody on there.
Man,
Mother,
big
son,
shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
everybody that tuned
Yeah.
in, man.
Shout
We
out to
rocking with y'all.
everybody, man.
This was a very, very
James
good
Speeds.
interview, bro. Like I like it. I like the whole vibe, man.
Yeah.
Like real stuff. We gonna do it again. Byrd, this will last, man, if bros like you come back through because
Please
there's
do.
only so many
yeah,
legends.
we talk sports.
So man, we gonna talk just social commentary, bro. You know what I
Right.
mean? Projects, whatever it is that we got
Yeah.
to talk about, whatever.
Any,
Especially stuff in the community. Whatever you got
Yeah.
coming on, you bring it here, man, so we
well,
can do the beacon
well,
for you.
whatever we do. Like, I know definitely like people like hitting me up or whatever, like mentoring their kids or whatever. So we definitely, like Kerry said, that's what we're trying to get that group and stuff. You know what I'm saying, to get it. So like I said, anything I have or whatever, moving forward, I make sure we all in the loop about that
Yeah.
stuff. That means
Miss Smith got some stuff cooking up, man, where, you know what I'm saying? We
do.
gonna have a
Yeah,
nice place.
I'm
to bring people.
in there. I'm in there. I'm gonna have to bring some of the kids over here so y'all can teach them how to work some of this equipment. And
Man, let's do it.
Because I got the after school program, so
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
can come over. I got after school program. Y'all come over. You know what I'm saying?
And
I'm setting
build.
up people, whatever, and come talk to them. So
Yep.
Speaking of which, every Sunday 8:00 p.m. you can catch my live, which is Sell Stocks Not Dope, where I teach people easy ways of making money in the market. You get my book for free on Amazon. Just type in Dash Resource. You get my book for free.
Yes, sir. Hey, we out of here.
We out of here, man.